Michigan Wolverines. In left field today, number 42, Jordan Logan.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. You are listening to WCBN 88.3 FM Ann Arbor. I'm Jeff Chan alongside Teddy Gutkin, and we are bringing you a live broadcast of Michigan baseball. Today's matchup is between the visiting Central Michigan Chippewas and the Michigan Wolverines. Our starting lineups for this afternoon are as follows. For Central Michigan, batting first and playing center field, Jacob Crum. Batting second and left field is Zach Gillies. In the three-hole at playing right field, Daniel Robinson. And cleanup is catcher Evan Kratt. Batting fifth is Xavier Warren. Playing shortstop, batting sixth is first baseman Zach Heek. Batting seventh is the third baseman Chase Rollins. And batting eighth is the pitcher Dazon Cole. And batting ninth is, and playing second base is Jordan Patty. For Michigan, you have second baseman Akeo Thomas leading off, followed by Christian Bullock playing right field. In the three-hole, you have Jonathan Engelman at center field. Four-hole is Blake Nelson at third base. Designated hitter would be Miles Lewis. In the sixth hole, you have Jesse Franklin playing first base. In left field, you have Jordan Wogu. The catcher is Brock Keener. And batting ninth will be Jack Blomgren. And the starting pitcher today for Michigan will be right-hander Troy Miller, making his first start of the year. And we are now about to get ready for the first pitch as Jacob Crum is coming up to the plate.
Crum on the year is hitting .261. He has 24 hits. 3 of them have been doubles and 3 triples. And he also has 9 RBI.
And the first pitch is a ball.
Temperature is always sunny and 70 at Ray Fisher Stadium.
Second pitch goes across the plate for strike one, 1-1 count.
As you said at the top of the show, Jeff, this is the first start of the season for Troy Miller. The junior has a 4.96 ERA and 9 appearances this year and an 0-1 record.
Another fastball looks down and in, so 2 balls now. 3 straight fastballs to start this at bat.
Yeah, and he's somebody that struggles a little bit with control. He's walked 9 batters this year and had 3 wild pitches.
And swung on and fouled behind home plate. Count now be 2-2 after another fastball inside.
And that's huge there for the confidence of Troy Miller. After falling behind 2-1, now you've evened the count. You can get back to the stuff that's gotten you the starting job.
And delivers and fouled again behind the Central Michigan dugout. We are still at 2-2.
And a great job here by Jacob Crum, fouling off 3 consecutive pitches to stay alive here. Maybe look for Miller to try and get him to chase something outside.
And Miller pop fly into right field, and that will be caught for the first out of the day by Christian Bullock.
And Crum just got under that one a little bit. Hit some great contact, but just died out a little bit shy of the warning track. Easy play for Christian Bullock.
So that's certainly the start you want if you're Troy Miller. Always a good big confidence booster to get the first out of the game. And that is a strike one pitch to Zach Gillies, the left-hander sophomore. Batting .240 on the year.
Gillies not the most patient hitter either. He only has 9 walks on the season, 16 strikeouts.
And that is a fastball with the ball on the outside corner, 1-1.
You see a gaping hole up the middle of the infield. Thomas playing pretty far off the bag.
And an off-speed pitch on the outside corner, and Gillies goes for it. Strike 2. Looked like a ball that in the dirt, but regardless, Miller got Gillies to go for it.
Yeah, completely fooled him. Just pulled that string up from under him. Fantastic stuff from Tommy Miller. He's looked great so far. Troy Miller. He's looked great so far.
1-2 pitch is high. Fastball for ball 2. 2-2 the count now.
I think this is where you want to get Zach Gillies to chase something. We saw him chase that ball low in the dirt. He's got 16 strikeouts on the year. Not the most patient hitter. Expect Miller to do something similar.
And an off-speed pitch is in the dirt. Full count now. That one got away from Miller.
You can tell it looked like they were trying to go low there and try and get Zach Gillies to chase that one. Gillies uncharacteristically a little bit more patient there. Now we've got a full count.
Here's the payoff pitch, and that is a ball 4. And Gillies has a 1-out walk.
Batting third, the right fielder.
Not the best roll
19,
display there
Daniel
from Troy Miller.
Robinson.
2 balls so low in the dirt there, and especially on 3-2 where you need a strike. That one wasn't even close.
That will bring up Daniel Robinson, another lefty.
Robinson leads the team this year with 12 RBI. He's hitting 221 though, so not the most efficient hitter.
First pitch is a fastball in the outside corner for strike 1.
And again, you see Thomas and Blomgren leaving a gaping hole up the middle of the infield.
And a fastball on the inside for strike 2. So Robinson looks at 2 straight fastball. He's now in a quick 0-2 hole.
And this is the first time that Miller's found himself in this situation. Has a chance for his first 3-pitch out of the game.
And delivers, and that is a fastball on the outside corner. Looked good. I don't know if that's a pitch you'd lay off of your Daniel Robinson, but regardless, ump gives him the ball. 1-2 count.
And I don't know about that. It looked like that was right down the middle from our vantage point. Curious no call by the umpire there.
Miller sets and delivers, and ground ball up the middle to K.O. Thomas. This could be 2, and the shortstop Blomgren couldn't handle it, but the ump says he had caught the ball, but the bobble was on the transfer. So we have a force out at second, and Daniel Robinson will now be on first base on a fielder's choice. A missed opportunity for Michigan. They could have turned 2 and ended the inning.
That could have been the classic 4-6-3 double play, but Blomgren not able to hold on to that one. Could be a huge missed opportunity for the Wolverines with this guy coming up, Evan Kratt. He's got 10 RBI on the season, I think 250, but shown some potential for power with 1 triple on the season.
First pitch is a fastball in the outside corner for strike 1. As you said, Evan Kratt batting .250 on the year, a junior.
He's tied for the team lead with 3 doubles.
And it looks off-speed pitch, low in the dirt. Great save by Keener. Robbins with the lead on first. He has 4 stolen bases on the year, so he is a threat to run.
Blomgren curiously way off the bag, almost in left field right there.
The 1-1 pitch is a fastball for a ball on the outside corner. 2-1 the count now.
And this is exactly the count you want to be in if you're Evan Kratt. This is a hitter's count. Miller could be prone to make a mistake here, as evidenced by his 4.96 ERA. Kratt could be receiving a gift here.
And Miller throws it to first to check Robinson, keep him honest.
And Jesse Franklin playing very close to that bag, trying to make sure that he can hold Daniel Robinson.
Miller sets and delivers, and a check swing did not go around for a ball 3. 3-1 count now, a definite hitter's count for Evan Kratt.
And one of the biggest holes you can possibly imagine up the right side of the infield. K.O. Thomas very close to the bag at second. And
the runner goes, and ball 4 anyway, so there'll be no throw. That is now the 2nd walk of the day for Troy Miller. And we now have runners on first and second for Central Michigan. And we have Xavier Warren, the freshman shortstop, coming up to the plate.
And Xavier, of course, spells his name with a Z, much like a fan favorite here on the Michigan basketball team, Xavier Simpson.
Exactly.
Do you think he's bad at free throws?
Oh,
Xavier Warren when he plays pickup?
I wouldn't be surprised if he were. Miller with the pitch, and that is a strike. Troy Miller, for most of these at bats so far, has come with a first pitch strike. It has just lost command though later into the counts. Let's see if he can maintain his accuracy here.
I should also point out that Warren, who's a freshman, is second on the team in batting average. He's hitting .283 this year.
And another fastball is fouled back into the backstop. We now have an 0-2 count. And this is a prime opportunity for Troy Miller to get out of a bit of a first inning jam.
This would be so huge for Miller. He walked 2 batters this inning, had a chance to get out of it with the double play. He really needs this out to limit the damage. Or prevent any damage, for that matter.
Miller sets. And delivers. And high for a ball, 1-2.
And again, it looks like he's struggling with that control when he has a chance to put hitters away. It's almost like that moment's almost dwarfing his confidence in a sense.
Yeah, Miller does have a little problem with accuracy. 11 walks on the year to just 16 strikeouts, so not a great strikeout to walk ratio, so command is certainly a problem for him. Hopefully, we'll see if he can get out of this jam now. And fastball fouled back.
And that hits the top of the roof on the press box. Looks like that's ricocheting around. You can hear it here on the ceiling in our press box.
So Xavier Warren still in it. Ball 1-2 count with 2 outs, 2 men on base. Miller getting the sign from catcher Brock Keener.
This will be the 22nd pitch of the inning, so not the most efficient stuff from Troy Miller.
And a curveball gets him looking for strike 3. A great pitch from Troy Miller gets him out of a first inning jam, and we now head to the bottom of the first. Chippewas leave 2 on base, and we now go to the bottom of the first, where we'll now see the top of the Michigan lineup.
And with the exception of that 3-1 thriller in East Lansing on Saturday, this Michigan offense has been absolutely scorching. They had 12 runs in a 12-3 victory on Friday. Then they shut out the Spartans with an 11-0 demolition on Sunday. And they've had 3 other games that they've scored in double digits, and a 10-7 win against Bowling Green, a 10-3 win against Oakland, and a 12-3 win. Never mind, it is 3. It's 4, not 5. Looking at the MSU one twice. But this Wolverines offense has been incredibly efficient, and they've really picked up the slack for what's been a very inconsistent pitching staff.
Yeah, Michigan is on an 8-game winning streak, and that in large part is due to its as you said, its offense coming alive. They have scored 5 or more runs in 7 of those games during that 8-game win streak. Pitching, as you said, is a little inconsistent. Starting pitching has been decent for the most part for this year for the Wolverines. However, the bullpen has been the problem, so that is something to keep an eye on as we get later into this game. Michigan's offense, though, really has been keyed by a handful of guys, such as Akeo Thomas, the leadoff hitter. You also have to look at the left Jordan Wogu, the freshman phenom, batting all .390 on the year. He has been impressive as he's gotten more at bats throughout this year. That is really key to start for Michigan. And after a very slow start to this season, Michigan has won 8 in a row. They're 12-1 now. Let's see if this momentum of this 8-game win streak can now carry over into today.
And Akeo Thomas has been one of the biggest reasons for this win streak. His batting average is hovering just above the Mendoza line after a 2-1 series loss to the Lipscomb Bison. I can't believe that happened. And then the loss to Lawrence Tech. But since then, he's been in man possessed. His average is up to 293. He's got 9 doubles, 11 RBI. He had a huge walk-off hit last Wednesday against Western Michigan.
And we now get to see the first pitch from Dazon Cole. And that is a strike 1 on the inside corner to Akeo Thomas. Dazon Cole is winless in this season as a pitcher, 0-4. And delivers, and that is fouled. Out of play, 0-2 count now for Akeo Thomas.
And Dazon Cole, a rarity in college baseball today, really any level of baseball today, unless you're an NL pitcher, of course. He both pitches and hits for the Chippewas. Not the most efficient hitter, though. He only hits 118 on the year. But definitely all-around player, can find many ways to contribute for this team.
And Akeo Thomas on an 0-2 count singles to left field. So Dazon Cole looks like he leaves one over the plate, and Akeo Thomas makes him pay. And we now have the leadoff batter on first for Michigan, and that'll bring up Christian Bullock, the sophomore, batting .300 on the season.
And that single by Akeo Thomas extends his on-base streak to 24 games this year. He's reached base in every single contest the Wolverines have played in. Really impressive stuff.
And Cole checks to first. A bit of a wild throw. Almost got away from the first baseman, Zach Heek.
Thomas definitely a threat to run here. He's 8 for 10 on stolen base opportunities this season.
Cole sets. And delivers. And swung back into the net for a foul ball. 0-1 count. Bullock is a sophomore out of Chicago, Illinois. He's a lefty hitter, one of several that the Wolverines have on this roster.
And his offensive game has really picked up during this win streak. His average is up to 300 after hovering around 225 for the early parts of the year.
And Thomas goes, and it's a bunt situation, and Cole will throw to first to get the out. So a sacrifice bunt for Christian Bullock. It looked like a bunt and run situation. Probably could have had a better bunt, but regardless, he did the minimum job required, which was advancing Akeo Thomas to second base. That'll go down as a quality at-bat for Christian Bullock.
And Bullock almost reached on that bunt attempt after Dazon Cole almost threw that ball away when he was trying to get the out at first. Instead, first baseman Zach Heeke able to keep the ball in front of him, get the first out of the inning. And still, you got the speedy Akeo Thomas on second base and the Wolverines' best power hitter, Jonathan Engelman, coming to the dish. Last Friday, he was 4 for 5 with 2 home runs and 5 RBI. And he also had a triple and a double.
Jonathan Engelman, a junior out of San Mateo, California. The 3-hitter now at the plate, trying to knock in a run for Michigan.
He and Thomas are the only Wolverines to play in every game this season.
And Cole comes with a first pitch off-speed pitch that goes in for strike 1. Cole so far 5 pitches, 5 strikes. He has lived in the strike zone so far. Cole delivers, and that was swung on and fouled over the first base dugout for strike 2. So Engelman now in an 0-2 hole. We'll see if he can battle.
Someone's car may have gotten dented there. I see some security guards walking to the parking lot right now to check to see if there was any damage done. If there was, I'd hate to be the owner of that car.
Yes, yeah, there is. Here at the Wilpont Baseball Complex, the parking lot is very close to the stadium. It is easy to hit a foul ball out there and for a car to get hit. And now the 0-2 pitch is a line drive into right field, caught, and Akeo Thomas will tag up from second, and he will get in there.
And great base running awareness there from Akeo Thomas. Normally, you won't see runners tag from second to third on a fly ball that shallow. Instead, Thomas using his speed to get into third, put the Wolverines in excellent scoring position.
Apparently the umpire is saying Akeo Thomas did not tag up. He left too early from second base, and that is actually going to be a double play. Eric Bakich is going out there to talk to the umpire, but apparently Akeo Thomas left too early, and the Central Michigan aware of that, tagged second base, and that was that. So that'll be 3 outs, and bit of an odd ending to the first inning, but we'll now head to the second. Baggage is trying to plead his case, but looks like that'll be that.
And we see Brock Keener trotting out with his catcher's gear, so there will be no challenge there. And the Wolverines, victims of a really poor base running error there from Akeo Thomas, who's a junior. He should know better tag-up situations. Instead, just missing the bag there, costing the Wolverines a huge chance to get out to an early lead. And that could be especially crucial when you have Troy Miller, who's making his first start of the season. And he's not exactly an efficient pitcher either. You want to give him all the run support you can. This is the last thing I want if I'm Troy Miller.
So a 1-2-3 inning for Michigan. We now head to the top of the second. And that'll bring up for Central Michigan, Zach Heek, Chase Rollin, and Dazon Cole will be the first three batters for the Chippewas.
Previously saw Cole, of course, pitch in the first inning. Didn't record a single ball. Let's see if his plate discipline's the same.
Yeah, that was an 8-pitch first inning, all strikes. You cannot get any more efficient than that. Impressive start for a guy who's not a regular pitcher and has struggled when he's been on the mound. We'll see if he can pick that up, but we now are ready to start the action with Zach Heek at the plate leading off.
Heek's hitting .275 on the season with 19 hits. One of them's gone for a double, and he's also picked up 10 RBI.
So we have a strike one on the outside corner. Another first pitch strike for Troy Miller. And now delivers, and that is an off-speed pitch, low for ball one.
Saw there that ball was a little high. Keener had to get up from his catching position to retrieve that one. Again, Miller struggling with his control here.
And 1-1 pitch is in there for strike two. A 1-2 count now on Zach Heek, the sophomore out of Mount Pleasant, Michigan.
And now let's see if Troy Miller's able to close this one out. We've seen twice him having a 1-2 edge in the count and allowing the runner to reach base. This time doesn't walk him, but
a single into left field for Zach Heek, and he is now on base with a leadoff single. 1-2 pitch. Troy Miller just left one a little, a pitch that was too good over the middle of the plate, and he was able to single that into left field. And a bunt showed, and that'll go down, and Miller throws to first to get the out, but Chase Rollin does his job and advances Heeke into scoring position. A quality at-bat for Rollin. And that will bring up the pitcher, Dazon Cole.
Yeah, Cole has had 17 at-bats this year. Hasn't been too efficient, though. He only has 2 hits, but he's also walked twice, scored 4 runs. So each time he gets on base, he's coming around to score. But his average is just about what you'd expect from a guy who's a starting pitcher. No surprises here.
And Miller delivers for another first pitch strike. 0-1 count now on Dazon Cole. As you said, it is rare nowadays to see guys who are who can pitch and hit, and he's also a position player too. And Miller's pitch is fouled, a hard line drive out of play on the third base line.
And just like Dazon Cole, the pitcher, Dazon Cole, the hitter, doesn't seem to like balls either. He's thrown 8 pitches, and he's seen 2. Every single one has been a strike so far.
Yep. And he's now in a quick 0-2 hole to see if he can battle out of this or if Miller can put him away. Miller sets and delivers, and that is a high pass ball. Looks like just a waste pitch trying to get him to chase as Keener had set up for a high pitch. 1-2 count now.
We've seen that Cole's obviously a free swinger with the exception of that one. Maybe try something lower outside to get him to chase.
Miller gets the pitch and is ready and delivers. And that is a fastball inside that looked like strike 3.
I don't know about that
I
one.
thought the umpire was about to ring him up, but home plate umpire Grant Henderson not pulling the trigger on that. 2-2 count now on Dazon Cole, and he has now worked back into a better hitter situation. 2-2 count, and that is fouled back.
Just got a piece of that one. Stay alive.
Two count now to Dazon Cole, and that is in the dirt and gets away from the catcher Brock Keener, and Hickey will take third. And so a wild pitch on the curveball now advances the runner to third with 1 out, and now we have a full count for Dazon Cole, a chance to come out of an 0-2 hole.
And I'm not really sure what that was. That almost looked like a cricket pitch trying to bounce it.
Yeah, that definitely
easily. I don't think I've ever seen that before, to tell you the truth. Just a very odd delivery.
And that is ball 4. So Dazon Cole with a great at-bat, down 0-2, and the count comes all the way back to draw a walk. And that is really a backbreaker for Troy Miller.
And Cole's a threat to run, too. He's 2 for 2 on stolen bases this year.
Yeah, twice now Miller has gone ahead in the count this inning. First a 1-2 count and then an 0-2 count, and both times the runner has ended up on base. So the Chippewas threatening with the runners on first and third. That'll bring up Jordan Patty to the plate, and Patty blunts with a safety squeeze, gets the runner first, but the runner goes home, and that is a wild throw that gets away, and Hickey will score.
And Dazon Cole moving to third. Dazon Cole moving to third on that one. So the Wolverines get the out at first, but they also allow a run to cross the plate, and they allow Cole to move from first all the way to third. Just overall, a disastrous situation there from Troy Miller.
So a safety squeeze. Michigan had the out at first, but then Hickey gambled going home. If it was a good throw, he would have been out, but a throw is off, and that allows Hickey to score. And that is, we now have 1-0 game. Central Michigan ahead, and that'll bring...
This is Jordan Patty. He's a freshman hitting 149 on the season. He's come around to score 8 times and has 7 hits on the season for 2 RBI. It's not the most efficient, but he's shown some signs of potential. He's also got some speed, too. He's 1 for 1 on stolen base attempts this year.
And delivers, and that is a ball in the outside corner to Jacob Crum.
Jacob Crum, pardon me. Crum, of course, I believe he grounded out his first at-bat of the game.
And 1-2 pitch is a fouled off. He's staying alive in this count. 1-2, 2 outs. Runner on third. Central Michigan up 1-0. Miller delivers, and that is ground hard to third, fielded by Nelson, and that should be the end of it, and that will be. So that'll do it for the top of the second. And Miller gives up 1. And Central Michigan will now go to the bottom of the second with a 1-0 lead off a safety squeeze that resulted in a run for Central Michigan. and that'll bring Dazon Cole back to the mound. Leading off for Michigan this inning will be the cleanup hitter Blake Nelson, followed by Miles Lewis, and then Jesse Franklin.
And Blake Nelson's been on a tear during this winning streak. He's hitting .289 on the season. He's gotten 11 hits, come around to score 11 times. He's also driven 4 runs across. And he's 2 for 2 on stolen base attempts.
So Dazon Cole, who was the runner stranded on third last inning. We'll see how that impacts him. He didn't get a chance to rest in the dugout. He was out there running the bases and bats. We'll see if he can now mentally readjust himself to pitch this inning.
And batting second this inning is going to be Miles Lewis. He's a junior who appeared in 22 games, started in 21 of them. Started the season off pretty hot, but lately struggled to find his power stroke. This guy's a pretty inconsistent hitter, but he's also become more disciplined at the plate. He only has 12 strikeouts on the season, which was a huge issue for him last year. So even though the results aren't showing up on the scorecard, he has done a great job at cutting down on some of those strikeouts that caused him to get out so many times last season.
And we are now ready to start play here at the bottom of the second. Blake Nelson stepping to the plate. First pitch is a ground ball right back to the pitcher. Dazon Cole will have an easy toss to first base for the out. 1 pitch, 1 out.
And the efficiency continues from Dazon Cole. He's going to face Miles Lewis, the 5-hitter for the Wolverines, and he isn't even into double digits yet in his pitch count.
Yep, 9 pitches, 4 outs for Dazon Cole. An incredibly hot start for him. Wolverines attacking early in the count, but not being able to draw out long counts or making him pay for attacking the zone. So Cole now is set to deliver his 10th pitch of the game, and that is a guess what? A strike on the outside corner. That is now 10 strikes and no balls on the day for pitcher Dazon Cole.
And Warren and Patty leaving a gaping hole up the middle of the infield once again.
And an off-speed pitch, a nice changeup, gets Lewis swinging ahead, and that is now 0-2 count. The 0-2 pitch, and swings, and that'll fall. That'll be caught by the center fielder Crum for out number 2. So 3 pitches and another out. Dazon Cole continues to be in the zone and still has not thrown a ball yet.
Yeah, really impressive stuff from Dazon Cole so far. The definition of efficiency. 12 pitches through 5 batters.
If you're Michigan, you kind of want to take a couple pitches to try to extend this at bat a little bit, to try, if anything, to give your pitcher Troy Miller a rest, who has pitched 2 long innings now. It could definitely use a little bit of extended rest, but that will not be the case. That is a first pitch swinging to the first baseman, Zach Hickey, and he will take it himself to get the 3rd out of the inning. So if you thought that Dazon Cole's first inning was good, this was even better. This was a 5-pitch inning. 2 first pitch outs, and then a 3-pitch out. And we now head to the top of the 3rd. Central Michigan up 1-0. And that'll bring up for Central Michigan this inning will be Zach Gillies, Daniel Robinson, and Evan Kratt.
You've got to feel for Troy Miller here. He's had 2 long innings. He's barely had any chances to rest. Every time he gets into the dugout, it seems 2 minutes later he's called back out there to pitch. His teammates are really giving him no help.
And it looks
And
like
we've got a pitching change. This
Michigan
is
has pulled the plug, and that'll bring in Angelo Smith, a freshman left-handed pitcher. So Troy Miller's day is done after just 2 innings. And Troy Miller will exit today, just giving after 2 innings pitched, 1 hit, 1 earned run, 3 walks, 1 strikeout. Looks like Bakich simply just did not trust him to go out there for another inning, and that'll bring on Angelo Smith.
And Smith is a relief pitcher who doesn't normally see a lot of action. His longest outing of the year was 2 innings against Western Michigan in the win last Wednesday. He gave up 1 hit, walked 1, struck out 1. Didn't allow any runs, though. So he's not anything spectacular, but he could be a nice stopgap to help Bakich try and navigate these middle innings.
Angelo Smith, a freshman out of Thornton, Illinois. As you said, we'll try to give Bakich some good innings. Michigan will have to go deep into its bullpen today. And how deep they'll go into depend on Smith's outing today. If he could give Bakich at least 2 to 3 good innings, that'll help him immensely with managing the pitching rotation for today. And we're now ready to start play. And up now for Central Michigan is Zach Gillies. And that first pitch is
Way outside.
way high and outside, goes over the head of the catcher, Brock Keener. He didn't really even try to catch it for ball 1. Pitch number 2 is more in the zone for strike 1. Gillies in his first at bat walked. Smith delivers, and that is fastball high and outside for ball 2. 2-1 now to Gillies.
Maybe a questionable call there. Looked like that was a strike from our angle.
And the pitch is fouled off the third baseline into the parking lot. Don't think that hit a car.
I do not believe it did. It looks like the security guards are motionless for now. One just got out of his chair to see if there was any damage and immediately sat back down.
2-2 pitch and swing and a miss for strike 3.
And now Gillies sits down.
Yes, Angelo Smith gets the first batter of his outing to go down swinging. Strike 3 on the fastball outside. That'll bring Daniel Robinson to the plate, who grounded into a fielder's choice in his first at bat.
And of course, that could have been a double play, but Jack Blomgren was unable to make a routine play that would have easily led to a double play to end the inning off of a K.O. Thomas's throw. Instead, the inning continued. Ultimately, the Chippewas were held off the board.
Smith's first pitch, a curveball, goes in there for strike 1.
And Angelo Smith just looks loose and energized right now. It looks like he's having fun out there, which Troy Miller, it seemed like he was a little bit more stressed.
And we have a fastball high and outside for ball 1. Smith delivers 1-1 pitch, and that is a line drive in left field, but Wogu is there to catch it, and we have 2 outs on the day. Ball was well hit, but hit right at Wogu, who is there to make the out. So Angelo Smith, 2 batters, 2 outs.
And only 5 pitches.
And that now brings up Evan Kratt. First
Pratt,
pitch
of
is
course, ended the inning on a strikeout from Troy Miller. Caught him looking on a 2-2 pitch.
And Angelo Smith's pitch is a fastball in the dirt for ball 1.
Pratt not necessarily a power hitter, so you don't have to worry too much about potentially giving up a home run here.
And the pitch is fouled down the third base line. 1-1 count now. 2 outs. Smith delivers, and that is swung on and missed. He was
Completely
hacking
fooled
away
him.
at that one and just simply missed the fastball. 1-2 count now on Evan Kratt. Angelo Smith trying to have a quick 1-2-3 inning. Delivers, fouled over the first base dugout and Kratt stays alive in the at-bat.
Smith with a chance to have a 1-2-3 inning on less than 10 pitches here.
And another foul ball by Kratt, this time right behind in the backstop, staying alive in the at-bat. Delivers, fouled again on the off-speed pitch, almost fooled Kratt on that one, but he just got a piece of it to stay alive in this at-bat.
Yeah, and Kratt doing a great job here, fouling off yet another pitch to keep Angelo Smith on the bump.
Another pitch is a fastball, high and outside, 2-2 now. And 2-2 pitch, and that is fouled again. Kratt battling. Certainly making Angelo Smith earn it. Another pitch, and again, fouled back.
And Evan Kratt just not giving in here, fouling off yet another pitch. I believe that's 4 or 5 in this at-bat alone. And
that is ball 3 on the outside. Some of the Michigan players thought that was good and started heading towards the dugout, but home plate umpire Grant Henderson not giving that. We have a full count now. And finally, Kratt goes down swinging for a strike 3, and that will be that. A 1-2-3 inning for the Wolverines. Angelo Smith doing his job, and Michigan will now have a chance to try and get to days on Cole. We head to the bottom of the third. Central Michigan up 1-0 still. Both sides have one hit apiece. Michigan with an error that led to Central Michigan's run in the second inning. Days on Cole now heading back out where he has had a surprisingly very good outing so far. Just 13 pitches and 6 outs. 6 batters and 6 outs so far. He looks to continue that into this bottom of the third where Michigan will have Jordan Wogu, Brock Keener, and Jack Blomgren up to the plate. Obviously, the main threat this inning will be Wogu, who is batting .391 on the season and has been on an absolute tear ever since Bakich inserted him into the lineup and started getting regular at-bats over this past month. And we'll see if he can continue his hot hitting today.
Yeah, Wogu's been a revelation ever since he was inserted into the starting lineup after the Lawrence Tech game. Leads the team now with a .391 batting average. I believe he had a grand slam last week against Western Michigan in that series. He's really developed into a key part of this Wolverine offense and defense. And he shows no signs of slowing down right now.
And we are now ready to start play. Wogu heads to the plate. And Days on Cole's first pitch is a strike on the inside. And I can't believe it, but Days on Cole has finally thrown a ball, an off-speed pitch on the outside corner. 1-1 the count. Cole working a little quickly now and gets Wogu to swing and miss on an off-speed pitch. 1-2 the count now.
And Cole's showing almost no signs of slowing down here. Barely took any time to regather himself after that ball. Insanely quick delivery.
And working quick again. And another ball in the dirt. 2-2 the count now to Jordan Wogu, who is an Ann Arbor native. 2-2 pitch. And that is ball 3.
Great eye there by Wogu.
Fastball missing on the outside corner. We have a full count now, and Michigan trying to get another leadoff base runner. And that is
just comes up at the last second. Looked like it was on target for a strike.
Yeah.
That just tailed off at the end, and Wogu reaches on a leadoff walk.
Yep, just missed for ball 4. And Michigan now has the leadoff batter on first base, and that brings up Brock Keener, the catcher. Keener, a senior, batting .227 on the season. And the runner goes, swing and a miss, and Wogu is in there with a stolen base. Looks like a hit and run situation. And Keener missed, but regardless, Wogu is in there with a stolen base. That is his 4th stolen base of the year.
And he's stolen all 4 attempts. Or he's stolen in his 4 attempts. He's converted on all 4 of them.
Yeah, a perfect 4 for 4 in stolen bases on the year. Cole now looks and delivers high fastball for ball 1. 1-1 count now to Brock Keener. Cole looks, getting the sign from the catcher, Evan Kratt. Sets and delivers, and that is ball 2 on the outside corner.
A little bit of a curious approach to this at bat. I thought Bakich would have thought about potentially having Keener try to bunt Wogu over. Instead, he's letting him swing.
Cole sets and delivers, and that is ball 3 on the outside corner. And after throwing 13 straight strikes to start this game, Cole with a little bit of accuracy struggles, and now we have a hitter's count for Brock Keener.
For the first time all game for the Wolverines.
Try and sit back and see if he can get a good pitch to hit. Cole sets and delivers, and that is swung on, line drive to left field. That is a great diving catch by the left fielder. Zach Gillies saves a run. It robs Brock Keener of what could have been a extra base hit, and that is huge. We have 1 out. Runner stays on second.
And an unbelievable play there from Zach Gillies, laying it all out on the line. And there's such a great risk factor to that, too, because if he doesn't get to that, that ball probably gets by him for, at the very least, 2, maybe even 3 for Brock Keener. Instead, he holds Wogu at second and keeps Keener off the base paths. Incredible play.
That brings up Jack Blomgren, the freshman shortstop, batting .219 on the year.
You just said he's more of a defensive-oriented player, not really known for his work with the bat.
And that is a ball. 1-0 count to the freshman. And you're right. I mean, not a lot of freshmen can come in here and start at shortstop, arguably the most important defensive position on the field. But he has done that. And Michigan is now just waiting for his bat to come around, which has not exactly happened yet. And looks at ball 2, 2-0 the count. But he certainly has the potential to become a very good player for Michigan.
Absolutely, and he's shown that with his defensive prowess early on. Of course, his error in the first inning, a rare exception.
2-0 count to Blomgren. Hitters count for him. And Cole's pitch is in there for a strike. 2-1 count now. Michigan with a runner on second. They would love to try and get him across the plate to tie this game up.
And with the way Backett seems to be managing his pitchers, they desperately need to get some runs across. Looks like it's going to be just a string of relievers trying to close this one out. They'll need all the support they can get.
Cole checks Wogu at second base, doesn't throw, but trying to keep him honest. A steal to third is unlikely, but you don't want him to get a huge jump in the event the ball is put into play. Cole sets and delivers, and that is fouled back. And the count is now 2-2 for the freshman Blomgren. Cole gets the pitch and sets. And delivers, and looks like a ball on the outside corner. Catcher's checking to the umpire to see if he went around. He did not. Full count now for Jack Blomgren. A chance now to potentially draw a walk and have runners on first and second. Cole sets, payoff pitch, and that is ball 4 on the outside corner, and Blomgren draws a walk.
A tremendous at-bat from the freshman there. Battling back to earn a one-out walk and put runners on first and second for a K.O. Thomas.
And that we go to the top. That brings up the top of the Michigan order now. That means Akeo Thomas comes to the plate. He singled in his first at-bat, and he has a great opportunity to try and start a rally for Michigan.
Of course, Thomas had a rally-killing play in the first inning when he failed to touch second base trying to tag up on a Jonathan Engelman fly ball to third. Let's see if he can redeem himself here and tie the game for the Wolverines. Maybe even give him the lead.
And the first pitch, and looks like Akeo Thomas called time right before Cole pitched. Dazon Cole has been paying a lot of attention to Wogu at second base, constantly looking back at him before pitches. His speed is definitely a threat and is definitely on Dazon Cole's mind. The first pitch is a curveball that it falls.
Almost hit Thomas, too.
I thought that it looked like it hit him at first, but it falls for a ball 1. Cole sets and delivers, and that is a fastball in there for strike 1. Any sort of base hit will likely drive in Wogu. Wogu has the speed. Akeo Thomas just needs to try and put the ball in play. A single would certainly drive in Wogu.
Absolutely. And if anybody's going to do it, it's Akeo Thomas.
Cole set.
Best hitters on the team.
Delivers off-speed pitch in there for strike 2. A great pitch from Cole. Akeo Thomas in a 1-2 hole now. Though in his first at-bat, his single came off from when he was in a 1-2 hole.
It's actually an 0-2 hole, I believe.
Yeah, I believe you're right. But so here it is.
Nonetheless.
So here it is now for K.O. Thomas trying to stay alive in this at bat. Cole delivers, and Thomas, a weak fly ball, and that'll be caught by the shortstop, Warren, for out number 2. A F6 to Xavier Warren.
Not what you want to see there. K.O. Thomas with a chance to tie the game for the Wolverines, one of the best hitters on the team, best hitters in the Big Ten, unable to come through with just a weak fly ball that barely even left the infield.
And that'll bring up Christian Bullock to the plate now. He had a sacrifice bunt in his first at bat and will now try to drive in Wogu.
Outfielders playing very deep.
Cole swings, and it's another shallow fly ball. Looks like that'll be caught by, fly ball miscommunication, and that drops for a single for Christian Bullock, and Michigan is on the board. Looks like there was confusion between the shortstop Xavier Warren and the third baseman Chase Rollin. Neither took charge and to catch the fly ball. Eventually, Warren peeled off, but Rollin just completely misjudged it, and that falls. And Wogu comes around and scores, and that is a huge error on the part of Central Michigan's defense. They had a chance to get out of the jam, but instead, we now have runners on first and third, and Jonathan Engelman coming up to the plate.
And they're actually going to credit Bullock with an RBI single there, curiously. That almost looked like
I don't think that
shortstop Xavier Warren was almost looking for a ball in the sun, of course. Today is one of the cloudiest days we've had all week. Just complete miscommunication and horrible error for Xavier Warren.
Yeah, if you're Xavier Warren, you have to be the one to catch that fly ball. You're the shortstop. You have priority over the third baseman in fly ball situations. He's got to be the one to take it. He had the better angle. It is a bit of a harder angle to take for Chase Rollin. He still should have caught it, but if you're Xavier Warren, that has to be your ball. That mistake is on him, but regardless, it won't show on the stat sheet. It'll be credited a RBI single for Christian Bullock.
And now the team's second leading hitter, Jonathan Engelman, steps to the dish. He's hitting .319 this year with 3 homers and 21 RBI.
So a great chance for Michigan to try and take the lead. Cole sets and delivers, and that is a fastball high. So after a red-hot start, Dazon Cole has had trouble finding his accuracy, and Michigan has finally gotten to him a little bit, putting a few runners on base, and fortunately his defense let him down a bit this inning, and as he now tries to limit the damage.
And he has 18 pitches in this inning after just 8 in the first 2.
And pitch is a ball on the outside corner, 2-0 count. This is not the type of batter you want to fall behind in the count to. Central Michigan does have an open base, second base, but I think Dazon Cole should still try and attack the strike zone, try to get Engelman to put a ball in play and let the defense make a play for you.
I don't really know if I take that chance, though, because Engelman's one of the hottest hitters on the team, and he's got a knack for hitting home runs, as we see, leads the team with 3 homers, and he also has a triple on the season and 3 doubles. So it's definitely a guy with some talent to potentially bring 2 runners across here.
So and that falls for strike 1. 2-1 count now.
And this is where I think we're going to see Dazon Cole try and attack the zone to even this count up. Could be a huge chance for Engelman to see a pitch he likes and smack it into the outfield.
Cole checks to first base. Bullock gets back in time. Bullock, certainly a threat to run. He has 9 stolen bases on 11 attempts, and this certainly could be a situation where he does go.
I wouldn't be surprised if he does here.
And does not, but in the pitch is a ball in the outside corner. 3-1 count now for Engelman. At this point, if you're Central Michigan, you might just put Engelman on base. You do have that open base at second, and take your chances with Blake Nelson, who, even though is not as good of a hitter as Engelman, is still a very good hitter. But I
think you got to take the chance.
You might take your chances with him, but we'll see. Cole now does a bit of a third to first move.
Team.
No one bites. At this point, Bullock will probably not go with the 3-1 count, with the chances of a walk higher now as Cole sets. The pitch, and that is a fly ball into right field. And Robinson is under that for the 3rd out, so a hitter's count. Engelman, though, not the greatest pitch to go after, and it's a weak fly ball into right field, and that'll be that. So Michigan leaves 2 runners on base, but they do get 1 run off due to fly ball miscommunication, and we are all tied up now. So it's a fortunate result for Michigan, and Angelo Smith will come back out to pitch the top of the 4th.
Yeah, and I think you got to stick with Smith. He was so efficient in that first inning. And he just looked like he had the confidence that Troy Miller was unable to grasp in his 2 innings of work. It just looked like he had control of the game. He was confident in his pitches. He was able to put batters away with great efficiency. There's no doubt in my mind that Bakich has to keep him out here.
So Michigan with a bit of momentum now. They are tied, and they have a quick 1-2-3 inning now. Will only swing this game, the momentum, more into Michigan's favor. Smith did in his first inning had a 1-2-3 inning. A great start for a guy who has not pitched a lot of innings this season, and he'll now face the middle of the Central Michigan batting or lineup. Leading off will be the 5-hitter Xavier Warren, followed by Zach Hickey and Chase Rollin. Of course, Xavier Warren was the primary culprit in Michigan's run scored last inning when he failed to take charge of a fly ball and let that fall. And the first pitch from Angelo Smith is a ball low and inside.
Xavier Warren, of course, mishandled that easy pop-up in the bottom half of the 3rd inning. That's the reason we're tied right now.
Xavier Warren, his first at bat, struck out looking. And Warren fouls that back. Two and one the count now. Smith delivers, and that is a ground ball that rolls foul. 2-2 count now to Xavier Warren with a Z. Warren hitting .278 on the year, one of the higher batting averages on the Central Michigan team. Smith delivers, and that is a ground ball fielded by Nelson, and he will make the throw for out number 1 of the inning.
Great play by Sampson there. Grabbing that backhanded and fading away as he fired to first for an easy out.
And that'll bring up Zach Hickey now, who singled and scored in his first at-bat. This is certainly a lefty-lefty situation. This benefits Smith. And his first pitch is a fastball high and inside, almost plucked Hickey, but he turned his head in time. Ball one, a close miss.
Yeah, and it looked like from our vantage point that it did hit him initially. Almost a really scary moment for the Chippewas.
Smith comes out with an off-speed pitch that goes for strike one. And 1-1 pitch is a swing and a miss on another off-speed pitch. Looked like a changeup. And that is now a 1-2 count now on Hickey, and he's got to try and protect the plate. The 1-2 pitch is a swing, ground ball to the third baseman, Nelson, and he's got it for out number 2. So 2 ground balls to Blake Nelson, 2 outs. And so far a good start for Angelo Smith, and that'll bring up Chase Rollin. Rollin sack bunted in his first at bat, and he was the other culprit in the run in Michigan's run, and he fouls first pitch down the first base line.
And that just missed an opportunity to catch him chalk and stay fair. Instead, bouncing to the right side just before passing first base. Fortunate break for the Wolverines. That could have been an easy 2-bagger for Rollins.
So it delivers a fastball high for ball 1. And Smith delivers, and that is a fastball high. Too high for the catcher Keener to handle. 2-1 count now. And the 2-1 pitch is a ground ball foul down the third base line. 2-2 count now for Chase Rollin. Angelo Smith trying to complete another 1-2-3 inning.
And it'll be curious to see if Bakich leaves him in for the top of the 5th.
And that's a ground ball to the shortstop, Blomgren, and he will get Rollin out. And that'll be the end of the top of the 4th. A 1-2-3 inning. So far, 2 great innings from Angelo Smith. That's all you can ask for from if you're Eric Bakich. And we now to the bottom of the 4th, where Michigan will have the heart of its lineup coming up with Blake Nelson, Miles Lewis, and Jesse Franklin due up for the Wolverines.
And as I was saying before, Chase Rollin grounds it out there. I'm wondering if Angelo Smith's going to remain in the game, because as good as he's been, Eric Bakich has never had him pitch more than 2 innings in a game. Before the game against Western Michigan, where he pitched 2 innings, his season high was 1 1/3. So it'll be interesting to see how Bakich manages him going forward.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. My guess, he'll probably leave him out there, but there is some activity in the bullpen, so I think Bakich will keep Smith on a short leash, but at this point, you have to leave him in there. He's pitching pretty well so far, and you want to try and not go through, limit how much you go through your bullpen today.
Absolutely.
For any of you just tuning in, you're listening to WCBN 88.3 FM Ann Arbor. This is a broadcast of Michigan baseball. It is the Central Michigan Chippewas against the Michigan Wolverines. We are heading to the bottom of the 4th. A 1-1 tie between the two sides. And now are ready to start play, and that brings up Blake Nelson, the third baseman. He grounded out to the pitcher in his first at-bat.
And he grounds it out on one pitch, too. Not showing a lot of patience. A rarity for a guy like Blake Nelson, who's normally one of the more patient hitters on the top half of the Wolverine lineup.
And swings the first pitch again, and that is a high pop-up to the second baseman. That'll be caught by Jordan Patty for the first out. So just like his first at-bat, one pitch, one out.
Now here comes Miles Lewis. He also had a one-pitch at-bat last time he was up. His was hit a little farther, grounding out to shallow left, I believe. Shallow center, my mistake. But
Miles
looked like he just got a little bit under that one, had a chance to maybe pull it.
The first pitch to Lewis is a fastball high for ball one. Lewis, the designated hitter. He is a switch hitter, batting left in this at bat, and he hits a line drive single into left field, and he has his first base hit of the day. Saw a fastball in the outside corner, took a hack and a solid line drive, and he is now on base. Runner on first now for the Wolverines with one out.
Lewis, a potential threat to steal here. He had 19 stolen bases last year. This year, however, he's still searching for his first stolen base. He's 0 for 3 on his 3 attempts this year.
This brings up now the first baseman, Jesse Franklin, who popped out to first in his first at-bat.
Franklin below the Mendoza line this year, hitting just 175.
And that is a first pitch strike swinging. 0-1 count to Franklin. Cole receiving the pitch from the plate. Sets. And runner goes, and that is a pop fly. And that'll be caught by the left fielder, Zach Gillies. Looked to be a hit and run situation. However, Franklin pops that out and forcing Lewis to go back to first base. So that makes it 2 outs now and brings up Jordan Wogu to the plate for a chance to keep this inning alive for the Wolverines.
Last at-bat, Wogu walked on 5 pitches. Very efficient at-bat from the freshman who continues his torrid pace. And he also stole a base and came around to score a run. So even when he's not getting balls in play, he's still getting on base, making things happen for this Wolverine offense. He's one of the key contributors for this team.
And Cole checks to first base. Lewis gets back in time. Cole sets and delivers, and that is a ball low. Days on Cole through 4 innings. Currently pitch count at 45. Pitch count is still low despite the tumultuous 30. And the runner goes, swings, and that is through for a single. So I'm not sure if that was another hit and run call, but regardless, Lewis goes. Wogu singles it into left field. However, because it was singled into left field, Lewis could, despite the jump, could not advance to third. But Michigan will take it anyways. Runners on first and second now. And that brings up Brock Keener to the plate to try and keep this inning alive.
Last time up, Keener flew out to left field, of course. Looked like it had a potential to be an extra base hit, but a tremendous sliding grab by left fielder Zach Gillies kept Jordan Wogu, who had stolen earlier in the at-bat at second, kept the Wolverines off the scoreboard for the time being.
Cole sets. And a pick play to second, and that almost was an overthrow. Patty had to leap up in the air to catch that.
A huge save there. Luckily, though, Lewis dove back to the bag and wasn't aware that that was a high throw, so I'm not even sure if he would have gone, even if that ends up in the outfield.
Both Michigan runners can run, especially Wogu, who continues his hot hitting streak. Cole sets and delivers, and that is ball low. 1-0 count. Cole now looking at the plate and sets. And that is ball high and outside. 2-0 count now to Brock Keener, who now has a hitter's count to work with.
Now, first baseman Zach Hickey moves a little bit closer to the line, trying to hold off Wogu. Now you've got a pretty sizable hole up the right side of the infield if you want it. Meanwhile, the left side is completely clogged up.
And that is ball low for ball 3. 3-0 count now to Brock Keener.
Keener with the chance here to get a little bit of redemption for that previous at-bat where he was robbed of an RBI on a tremendous sliding catch. Now he's got a chance to potentially come through here and give his team the lead with an RBI single, or even more.
And that is ball 4, a 4-pitch walk, and that loads the bases now for Jack Blomgren now comes to the plate.
And curiously, if you look to the Central Michigan bullpen, right towards the right of the 320 sign out in right field, no pitchers are up warming up. So it looks like, despite his struggles in the past 2 innings, Dazon Cole's going to get to stay out here and try and work out of this mess.
Yes, Central Michigan is going to try and ride Dazon Cole through this inning. Steve Jackson putting some the head coach putting some trust into his young pitcher. And that is a ball, another ball in the dirt. So 5 straight balls now from Dazon Cole.
Also, we were talking during Blomgren's last at-bat that he's more of a defensive player. However, with the bases loaded this year, he's hitting .333. So he's had his moments, especially this team's in desperate need of runs.
And Blomgren with a line drive, and that is line caught by the right fielder, Robinson. A well-hit ball. If it was hit 10 feet to the left, 10 feet to the right, that is an extra base hit. But it was hit right to the right fielder, and that'll be that. So Dazon Cole escapes another jam. Michigan leaves the bases loaded, and we now head to the top of the 5th inning. We are still tied 1-1.
And Angelo Smith is about to have his longest outing of the season as he shots out for his 3rd inning of work.
His baggage will continue to ride Smith, who has had a great outing so far. He has had 2 consecutive 1-2-3 innings. And we'll try to continue that as we head into the top of the 5th. Due up for Central Michigan, it will be Dazon Cole, Jordan Patty, and Jacob Crum. So the story of this game so far, missed opportunities for Michigan. They have left runners on base several times, a couple times now. Last inning and the inning before, leaving runners on base. Michigan 1 run on 4 hits and 1 error that led to Central Michigan's 1 run of the day. Central Michigan 1 run off 1 hit. Central Michigan so far not getting a lot of hits, but they've certainly worked the count of drawn several walks in today. That is how they have been threatening so far. And we are now ready to begin play with Daison Cole leading it off, who drew a walk in his first at bat. First pitch shows bunt, and that is in for strike 1.
And again, Angelo Smith getting out to an early lead on these counts. It's the 3rd consecutive inning that we've seen him get out to an 0-1 start. Here, though, his ball's low, and we've got a 1-1 count.
And that is fouled down the right field line. That is now a 0-2 count to Cole, and working quickly, throw pitches fouled away, staying alive in this count. Pitch is a curveball, fly ball into right field, but Bullock is there to catch it, and we have 1 down.
Another easy play for the Wolverine outfielders. They've barely had to move at all on some of these fly balls. Really easy work for them out there.
And that brings up Jordan Patty to the plate now. And first pitch strike for Angelo Smith, and he is dealing. He is certainly in the zone now.
And he's done this
but right as I say that, he hits Jordan Patty. It puts him on first base. Fastball inside got away from him. And Central Michigan has its first base runner in a while.
That's the first batter that Smith's allowed to reach. He retired his first 7. And he did it on only 37 pitches. Now he hits Jordan Patty, and the Chippewas, for the first time in what feels like an eternity, have a base runner.
And pick play to first in the dirt. Great save by the first baseman, Franklin.
Patty not really a threat to steal here. He's only tried to steal once. Succeeded on the attempt, but not someone known for stealing often.
And first pitch off speed is fouled towards the Chippewa dugout. Crum 0 for 2 on the day. Flew out to right in his first at bat, and then grounded into a fielder's choice. Sorry, grounded out to third base in his second bat. And pitch is low and away. 1-1 the count now to Jacob Crum. Smith sets, and the pitch shows bunt, and they bunt to Smith, who gets the out at second. A great play by Angelo Smith. A poor bunt by Jacob Crum. A clear sack bunt situation, and bunted right to the pitcher, who's able to get the force out at second. No play at first, so Crum will be on first base, but the lead runner, Michigan gets the lead runner, and that'll bring up Zach Gillies.
And now Jacob Crum leading off first. He's 4 for 8 on stolen base attempts this year.
Ball 1 high and inside. Gillies is 0 for 1 on the day. And we have a foul ball out of play on the third base side. One and one, the count now to Zach Gillies, who walked and then struck out looking in his 2 at-bats today. Looks, delivers, runner goes, and foul ball. So there's no play at second. Angelo Smith trying to go for 3 scoreless innings in what would be regarded as his most successful outing of the season for sure.
Absolutely.
Smith looks at first, delivers, and we have another foul ball, third base, out of play.
And that one bounces into the parking lot.
No cars hit
Luckily away from
on
any
that
cars.
one. Smith's pitch is off-speed pitch in the dirt away. Great save by Brock Keener to prevent Crum from taking second.
Last time that Giles faced Angelo Smith, he was caught looking on a 2-2 pitch. This time it's outside.
2-2 pitch is a fastball in the dirt away. So we have a full count now. And because we have a full count, 2 outs, the runner on first, Jacob Crum, will be going at the pitch. And payoff pitch is a ground ball to first base, fielded by Franklin, and will take that himself. And that'll be that. Angelo Smith completes 3 pitches, 3 scoreless innings, and we now head to the bottom of the 5th. 1-1 game still, and that will be that for Central Michigan. Looks like Dazon Cole will continue to pitch as he heads out to pitch the bottom of the 5th. Due up for Michigan will be Akeo Thomas, Christian Bullock, and Jonathan Engelman, the top of the order for the Wolverines. So unsure if that'll be the end of Angelo Smith's day. If it is, 3 scoreless innings and provides some badly needed pitching for good pitching for Eric Bakich after Troy Miller only lasted 2 innings.
Yeah, and Jeff, Troy Miller normally coming out of the pen for Eric Bakich's Wolverines, so didn't necessarily expect to see him go terribly long in this ball game. But when you have a bullpen game like today, you need some performances like Angelo Smith has had today, where he's been able to go with those 3 scoreless innings. You may have noticed that the voice is a little different from Teddy Gutkin. I am Austin Falco, joining you for the rest of the call here alongside Jeff Chan on WCBN Sports coverage of Michigan baseball. And as Jeff mentioned before, Akeo Thomas leading things off for the Wolverines in this bottom half of the 5th inning. First pitch he sees from Cole is in there for a strike 0-1. Thomas so far on the day, 1 for 2. Had himself a single back in the 1st inning, popped out to short back in the 3rd. The 0-1 pitch from Cole is misses low and inside to Thomas, brings the count to 1-1.
And that single in the 1st inning from Akeo Thomas means that he still has reached on base every single game this season for the Wolverines.
1-1 pitch, just off the outside corner for a ball, 2-1. Yeah, Akeo Thomas reaching so far in every single game the Wolverines have played. Make it 24 in a row. Still does not touch his personal long here at Michigan. He had a 38-game streak last season. This time on the 2-1 pitch, check swing. He went around, says first base umpire Darren Brown. So that'll even the count up at 2-2. Thomas a tough out in this Wolverine lineup. More walks than strikeouts on the season. The 2-2 pitch misses low for a ball, 3-2.
Ever since Dazon Cole's fast 2 innings, command has been a problem for him.
Takes a breath, does Cole, now winds up, 3-2 pitch. Bounced foul into the Wolverine dugout, or rather past the Wolverine dugout, out of play. So we'll do it again at 3-2.
And Cole has gone primarily fastballs throughout most of this game. Definitely with the mentality of trying to attack the zone. Past couple innings, that he's been a little inaccurate.
Another 3-2 pitch misses well high, maybe inside there, and Akeo Thomas will take ball 4. So Wolverines have the leadoff runner on here in the bottom of the 5th, looking to take the lead. The score: Central Michigan 1, Michigan 1 so far here in the 5th.
And that is his 4th walk of the day. Cole does not really walk a lot of batters. He had 9 walks coming into today, but 4 so far.
The Cole or rather the command for Dazon Cole just not there, like you said. Missing not even close with that one, not even to the point where Akeo Thomas would even think about chasing that pitch.
And with Akeo Thomas's running abilities, that's going to be on Dazon Cole's mind. Interested to see how that affects his accuracy.
Akeo Thomas running on the pitch, pulling back the bunt is Bullock, but Akeo Thomas is well in there ahead of the throw down to second with a stolen base. So right on cue, Akeo Thomas's stolen base ability coming into play as Bullock takes ball 1 high. Now has a chance at an RBI.
Yeah, Kratt double clutched on that one. I think he couldn't find the grip on the ball the first time around, and that pretty much is guaranteed Akeo Thomas a stolen base. I mean, anytime you hesitate, it's pretty much game over. He's got incredible speed.
So Bullock, who's 1 for 1 on the day with a sacrifice bunt and a single, takes well high and outside there for ball 2. Dazon Cole's commanders really seem to disappear. It's going to warrant a mound visit here from Kratt.
Any base hit from Bullock will probably drive Akeo Thomas, and he's got the speed to complete that.
Dazon Cole, the 5'10" junior out of Pontiac, Michigan, via Wabash Valley College, junior college transfer. Already beat the Wolverines one time in his Chippewa career. Stands on another 2-0 pitch. Inside to Bullock as he dances out of the way of that one. It goes to 3-0.
I think definitely Akeo Thomas being on the bases has certainly kind of affected his concentration in the at-bat. Focusing, trying to keep him close to second instead of being able to fully focus on facing Bullock, and that has affected his accuracy.
Bullock now very still in the left-handed batter's box. Takes the 3-1 pitch on the outside corner for a strike, 3-1.
You don't want to put Michigan's two fastest players on the base paths. And at this point, you really just got to throw strikes, throw it over the middle of the plate, and see how far you can hit it and let your defense make a play for you.
Thomas and Bullock, the 1-2 hitters, combined for 18 stolen bases now on the season after Thomas hit that one. And that one hit into right field for a base hit. Thomas is going to be sent. The throw from Robinson to the plate is not in time as Akeo Thomas slides across the plate. And the Wolverines take a 2-1 lead on that RBI single by Christian Bullock.
Yeah, hitter's count, I should say, for Christian Bullock, and he hits a single through the 4-3 gap. And Daniel Robinson, not a great throw to home plate. That bounced a few times before he got to home plate. If he throws that more on the line, the catcher might have a chance for a play at the plate, but Thomas was just too fast, and Michigan finally takes the lead.
So now with a 2-run lead, still no, or rather with a 2-1 lead, still no one out here in the bottom of the fifth. It'll be Jonathan Engelman looking to tack on some more insurance runs as we get into this deeper into this ball game. And Christian Bullock over there on first. His speed a factor. Dazon Cole tries a pickoff throw over there, but Bullock dives back in safely. Meanwhile, Engelman so far on the day 0 for 2. Couple flyouts to his name. His first one is a double play as Akeo Thomas failed to tag up at second. Another pickoff throw chases Bullock back.
Yeah, Bullock is just as good of a runner as Akeo Thomas. May not be as good, but he's still a very fast runner to 9 stolen bases and does not want to give up another one.
After Akeo Thomas's last steal, they're both 9 for 11 on the year. This one is bounced towards third, fielded by Rowland. Goes to second for 1. The relay throw will not be made. So only 1 out made on the play as a hard slide in there from Bullock prevented Warren, or rather Patty, from even thinking about a throw. So it was a fielder's choice for Engelman. They'll be running on first. 1 gone in the inning, and Blake Nelson strides to the plate.
Yeah, Central Michigan will trade having Jonathan Engelman on first base instead of Christian Bullock, though Engelman with 6 steals on the year is certainly no slouch on the base paths himself.
It's really hard to find a slouch on the base paths in a lineup that head coach Eric Bakich constructs. He loves to run at every single chance he gets. As they pick off throw over there to Engelman, chases him back now. Nelson 0 for 2 on the day. Ground out and a pop out. Engelman fakes the steal, and then pitch to Nelson there is low for a ball, 1-0. As you mentioned, Engelman 6 for 9 on stolen bases this year, takes an aggressive lead over there at first base. Cole comes set, takes his time, and now time call at the plate by Nelson. Cole perhaps looking to catch Engelman bluffing. Try to pick off throw over there. Engelman did not bite. He does toss over this time though, and Engelman dives back in safely ahead of the tag from Hickey.
Yeah, I've noticed Cole's been kind of working at different paces, maybe trying to throw off the timing of these base runners. They can't really predict of when he might go to the plate.
Another pickoff throw over there chases Engelman back, sliding safely again. Now a slightly shorter lead from Engelman. He's not going on the pitch, and the 1-0 pitch to Nelson is low there for ball 2.
At this point, we want to focus on Nelson. You've been able to, if your day's on Cole, I mean, you've pitched well against Blake Nelson. He hasn't really been able to hit the ball hard against you.
Nelson only saw 2 pitches in his 2 at-bats there combined, grounding out and popping out on the first pitches respectively. This time he's seen 2, both of them balls in this at-bat. Slightly open stance, the right-handed batter's box. Engelman going on the pitch. The pitch is a strike. Throw it on a second. Well offline. Diving stab by Patty to keep it from going into the outfield. But Engelman is into second with a stolen base.
Well, go figure. Right when I say Dazon Cole just needs to focus on the batter, Engelman does steal.
It's always how baseball works out. You say something and the exact opposite happens.
Exactly. It tends to happen far more often in baseball than any other sport.
Head coach Eric Bakich arguing that strike call on that one, thinking it was high. It looked a little high from the naked eye, but was ruled a strike by Grant Henderson. Cole comes set, closed off towards the plate. The 2-1 pitch. Breaking ball just misses, clipping Nelson inside. The count will run a 3-1.
If you're Cole, you do have an open base at first. So you don't necessarily have to throw one right over the middle. You could try your best to hit the corners.
Try to avoid giving Nelson something to really hit hard and far here on 3-1. Nelson takes a big hack there at the 3-1 pitch and follows it straight back to the screen. So that'll run things full here, 3-2.
Nelson was definitely looking to swing. He took a huge hack at that one. It was a good pitch too, just got just under it a little bit to foul it back.
Nelson now steps back in the batter's box. That goes that bat over the plate a couple times and keeps it still above his right shoulder. 3-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Nelson retired on strike there. The first strikeout of the game for Dazon Cole. And now there's 2 gone here in the 5th.
Yeah, Cole put a little extra juice on that last, or you could definitely hear it in the catcher's glove when he caught it. Definitely put a little more into that throw. It got him swinging.
So with 2 gone here in the 5th and a runner still in scoring position, it'll be Miles Lewis stepping up to the plate. Lewis 1 for 2 on the ball game today, lined out to center back in the 2nd and singled into left just last inning in the 4th. Switch hitter batting left. He takes the first pitch high and outside for a ball, 1-0. Lewis, one of the more patient hitters on the Wolverine squad. 10 walks on the season and 87 plate appearances. Cole comes set on the mound. 1-0 pitch. Swung on and hit high in the air, deep down the left field line, running over his gillies towards that sidewall. He's going to run out of room as it falls harmlessly out of play and into the Wolverine bullpen. So a long strike number 1 there evens the count up at 1-1.
You can tell the outfield is shifted away from Lewis, who's a left-handed batter. So you can kind of tell Dazon Cole trying to work away, trying to pitch to the shift that Central Michigan has on Lewis.
Lewis does have some pop in his bat. 5 doubles, couple homers on the year. As time is called at the plate with Cole again mixing up his timing, trying not to give Engelman any sort of indication on second base as to when he's going to come to the plate. I don't really think Engelman's a threat to steal here with 2 outs and a switch hitter batting lefty at the plate. But Dazon Cole's still worried about him out there on second. He comes set, now glances back. Now comes to the plate here with the 1-1. It's grounded right to the first baseman, Hickey. Hickey will field on a knee and run over to first to record out number 3. So the Wolverines get 1 in the inning on the RBI single from Christian Bullock. They take the lead here after 5. The score, Michigan 2, Central Michigan 1 on WCBN Sports broadcast of Michigan baseball.
Yeah, that inning was all Akeo Thomas. Led off with a single to get on base. Then he steals second, and then with great base running is able to score from second on a Christian Bullock single into right field, and really just manufactured a run almost by himself. So great job by Akeo Thomas, certainly one of the best players on this Wolverine squad. And another thing, though, is that, Engelman, and interesting seeing Angelo Smith coming out here for a 4th inning of work now. This will be, I believe, his longest outing of the year. But he's certainly got the hot arm, and Bakich is going to roll with it.
Yeah, most definitely coming into this inning. 51 pitches for Angelo Smith, the freshman lefty out of Thornton, Illinois. Really riding his young arms this season has Eric Bakich. Normally it's the likes of Tommy Henry or Carl Kaufman. Today it is Angelo Smith. Coming out of the pen, he relieved the starter Troy Miller after just a couple innings of work. He is here into the 6th. First pitch from Smith to Robinson leading off the inning. Misses high for a ball, 1-0. Daniel Robinson 0 for 2 on the day. Fielder's choice and a fly out in this one as the 1-0 pitch is spiked well out in front of home plate. It's 2-0.
It'll be interesting if he has the same velocity and stamina as he extends the length of his outing.
Definitely be looking for signs of fatigue. This one is high in the air towards right field. Going back on the track is Bullock at the wall. Catches it leaning up against the wall. Almost a game-tying home run there from Daniel Robinson. But instead it's a long, scary out there. Out for out number 1.
Yeah, Angelo Smith gave him a meatball, left that one right over the middle, and Robinson crushed it. I mean, he hit it about as well as anyone could, and it just happened to be kind of right in the same path of Christian Bullock.
So now stepping up to the plate will be Evan Kratt, the catcher for the Chippewas. Crouches in that right-handed batter's box. The first pitch is fouled back and out of play, or rather the second pitch. The first pitch missed for a ball. We're evened up at 1-1. Kratt on the day 0 for 1, a strikeout and a walk. So it's yet to put the ball in play in this one. Kratt, a tall 6'3" catcher, singles this one into center field with a line drive. Engelman will field toss back in and hold Kratt there at first base. So one gone, one on.
Shortstop number 40.
Now we'll bring up the shortstop, Xavier Warren.
Second straight at bat where the Central Michigan batter really got a hold of a good pitch and hit a hard line drive in the outfield. I don't know if it's either Angelo Smith maybe getting tired and losing some velocity, or having this being the second time around, they know what kind of pitches, and they see what his movement on his pitches look like.
First pitch to Warren misses down for a ball, 1-0. Kratt over there on first. Not really a stolen base threat. One attempt this season. He was successful on that attempt as this 1-0 pitch is fouled straight down to the dirt and off of Keener back there. Keener's going to take a second to walk that one off. Looked like it might have hit him right on the knee. Home plate umpire Grant Henderson will walk the ball back out to Angelo Smith, give Keener a little time to rest up. When Keener's ready, we'll resume things here at 1-1. Keener for the Wolverines is a senior out of Richmond, Texas. Getting a majority that starts behind the plate this season for head coach Eric Bakich. He catches this 1-1 pitch from Angelo Smith. It's a breaking ball in there for a strike, 1-2. Smith now stares in for the 1-2 sign, gets it, holds that glove at his chest, goes quickly. Now the fastball just off the plate away. Evens the count up at 2-2.
That was a good pitch from Smith, just right outside the plate. 50-50 chance the batter will usually go for that one. Good job by Warren to lay off of that one.
Here comes a 2-2 pitch from Smith. It's not even close there with the breaking ball. It didn't break. And the count will go to 3-2. Smith the lefty facing Warren the righty. Or rather switch hitter batting from the right side. Warren waggles that bat over his right-hand shoulder. The 3-2 pitch. Runner's moving. It's off of the glove. Angelo Smith is ground ball. Caught by Akeo Thomas. Tags the runner. Throws to first for a double play. What a play by Akeo Thomas. Stopping mid-stride as he was going over to cover the bag. Fielding. Tagging the runner Kratt out before he could get to second base. And firing over to first to complete the double play. Just like that, the Wolverines are out of the inning. Through 5.5, the score remains Michigan 2, Central Michigan 1.
Yeah, that was a fortunate bounce for Michigan. Going off of Smith's glove, just happened to redirect in the direction right where Thomas was at. He's able to catch it and tag the base runner to get the play at first. So a fortunate bounce. If otherwise, it's hard to see. I mean, there might have been a play at either base, but certainly not a chance probably for a double play. So fortunate job, and Angel Smith again, another scoreless inning from him, and he's really been keeping Michigan. I mean, he's really been having a tremendous outing so far.
Yeah, they're in that last inning. Steve Jaska, the head coach for Central Michigan, putting the runners in motion, trying to avoid that exact thing that just happened there, the double play ball. Couldn't avoid it, though, as the perfectly timed assist there from Angelo Smith hit K.O. Thomas right in stride, I guess you could say. Leading off this next inning for Michigan when we resume here in the bottom of the sixth will be the 6, 7, and 8 hitters, Jesse Franklin, Jordan Wogu, and Brock Keener. Looking to tack on more runs here, leading by 1 in the middle of the 6th inning. Still on mound is Dazon Cole for Central Michigan. No action in the Chippewa bullpen so far today.
Yeah, interesting to see that Dazon Cole is currently at 75 pitches, where he should still be fine, but you're getting to that point, a little bit of a danger zone, where fatigue might start to set in. Also, it's the 3rd time around for this Wolverine lineup seeing him. I wouldn't be surprised to see eventually Central Michigan quickly get a guy going in the bullpen in the event Michigan gets a base runner on.
As mentioned, the first chance at that will be Jesse Franklin, Michigan's first baseman today. He's 0 for 2, ground out and a fly out. He fouls the first pitch back up over the screen and over our heads out of play. So the count will go to 0-1. Franklin, the freshman out of Seattle, Washington, making his 11th start of the season. He hits him high and deep towards right field, no doubt about it. That ball is long gone. Jesse Franklin gets into one and extends that Michigan lead now. He doubles it, in fact. It's now 3-1 Wolverines.
That ball was absolutely crushed. I mean, the moment it hit the bat, you could tell that was going out of there. And that was a real, almost a flat line drive. That ball was crushed. The right fielder, Daniel Robinson, took 2 steps back and then just he stopped running because he knew that ball was out of here. Didn't even try to make an attempt. And what a great swing by Jesse Franklin, the freshman. A huge moment for him to tack on a key insurance run for Michigan.
What a swing of the bat there from Jesse Franklin, and now he turns it over to another freshman here, Jordan Wogu. Wogu takes the first pitch of the at-bat for a strike, 0-1. Beyond that right field wall is the old track and field training facility for the Michigan track and field squad, as Wogu fouls this one off to the left side, not a play, 0-2. Franklin, I believe, hit that one with a short hop. So that's about 320 to the line there. That had to go at least 370-ish right down that line on just a straight line drive.
Yeah, I believe you're right. I mean, he absolutely crushed that thing.
This time, Wogu hits one high in the air towards deep left field. Gillies, though, ranges over into left center and has plenty of room to make the grab for out number 1. So 1 gone in the inning, no one on. It's Brock Keener, the catcher, stepping up to the plate. He's 0 for 1 on the day, lined out back in the 3rd. Does have a walk to his credit so far today, back in the 4th inning of this one. Keener's average dipping a bit here after flirting around the 350 mark as of a couple weekends ago, down to 222. On base percentage looking sharp though at 386. Has a good eye at the plate. This time he takes a big hack and fouls it straight back to the screen, 0-1.
Yeah, he's had a couple good at-bats. I mean, he drew a walk in his last at-bat. And his first one had a chance to fall for a base hit or could have been extra bases, but diving, laying out was Gillies that robbed him of that hit in his first at-bat.
The 0-1 pitch off speed in there for a strike. Brings the count to 0-2, and those command issues that Dazon Cole seemed to have earlier may have dissipated. He's thrown so far 7 pitches in this inning, all of them strikes. The 0-2 pitch, another strike. This was hit high in the air towards center field. Crum ranges over just a bit to his right and makes the grab in shallow left center field for out number 2. So now it will be 2 gone in the inning, nobody on base still, and it'll bring up the shortstop, Jack Blomgren. Blomgren, like Keener, 0 for 1 with a line out and a walk. He lined out with the bases loaded back in the 4th to end that 4th inning and end the potential scoring threat for the Wolverines. This time up, he takes the first ball of the inning thrown by Cole, high and inside for a ball, 1-0.
We've also noticed over the past couple innings, Dazon Cole's pitches are starting to become a little more elevated up in the zone more. That might explain the uptick at fly balls and line drives hit by the Wolverine batters.
This time he misses low, though, and outside, so it brings the count to 2-0. You have to imagine if Jack Blomgren gets a ball up here, he'd like to deposit his second career home run over that left field wall. Instead, he takes one at the knees on the inside corner for a strike, 2-1.
That's the pitch that made Cole so effective over the first couple innings, attacking the zone but low.
He winds up now quickly, the 2-1 pitch. Right off the arm of Jack Blomgren. He turned out of the way, but couldn't avoid it. So he'll trot on down to first. Wolverines have a base runner here with 2 gone, and we'll cycle back to the top of the order for Akeo Thomas.
Second baseman, number 4, Akeo
Thomas, 1 for 2 on the ball game. Singled, walked, has a run and a stolen base to his credit as well in the ball game today.
Yeah, this is a guy Dazon Cole probably wish he could have avoided facing one more time.
Pickoff throw chases Jack Blomgren back, so perhaps trying not to have to face Akeo Thomas, getting an early pickoff there. Thomas, the diminutive second baseman, stands at just 5'8". Another pickoff throw over there chases Blomgren back. Out of Chicago, Illinois, a consistent presence at the top of the Wolverine lineup over the past couple of seasons. One of the best leadoff men in the country. Lines this one right at the shortstop, Warren, who fields for out number 3. Wolverines get one more run here in the bottom of the 6th inning on a long home run by Jesse Franklin. And they lead this one after 6 innings of play by a score of 3-1. You're listening to the official student radio broadcast for Michigan Baseball here on WCBN Sports.
Yeah, in a game where it's looking like offense could be at a premium, you always love it when you get your big lefty first baseman to square one up. Dazon Cole left him on over the plate, and he connected on that, and I mean crushed it. And certainly for Jesse Franklin as a freshman, that is a huge moment for him. And with a bit of a 2-run cushion, let's see if Michigan's pitching staff can now hold this lead for them.
Number 20, Jace
It will be Jace Vancena coming in for the Wolverines, the right-handed pitching senior out of Millbury, Ohio. Stands in there at a 6'5", 255, does Vancena. Coming into this one, having made 6 appearances already on the air, 4 of those starts. The numbers don't look too pretty. He's 1-3 with a 7.36 ERA. In 14 2/3 innings, he's struck out 10, only walked 2, but opponents hit 364 against him. He's given up a couple long balls on the season that really helped to inflate that ERA. So prone to some hard contact, but isn't going to miss the zone a whole lot. That's the book on Van Senna. So perhaps head coach Eric Bakich just wants someone that's going to go out there, attack the strike zone, try to get through a couple innings, and a couple innings quickly, preferably, by sending Van Senna out there. But with Van Senna coming in to start this inning that ends the day for Angelo Smith. A fabulous performance by the freshman. His final line, 4 innings pitched, gave up just 1 hit, no runs, 0 walks, 2 strikeouts. Did hit a batter, but again, just a fabulous performance there by Angelo Smith over those 4 innings of work. And he is in line for the win, should the Wolverines be able to hang on in this one. Path to that starts with Van Senna facing Zach Hickey for the Central Michigan Chippewas. Hickey was 1 for 2 on the day. Single and a ground out in this one. First pitch from Van Senna is in there for a strike, 0-1. The 3rd different pitcher Hickey will face here in his 3rd at-bat of the game. Lefty waits and swings, fouls one back to the screen, 0-2. Hickey, just a sophomore out of Mount Pleasant, Michigan, stayed at home to play for the Chippewas. Very good eye at the plate. Has walked 13 times, likes to work the count. And he does so here, taking the 0-2 pitch high for a ball, 1-2.
Van Senna going 3 straight fastballs to start.
Works out of the windup, the 1-2 pitch. And a diving try by Nelson. That one gets down the left field line. Chasing it down is Wogu. Running on his way to second is Hickey. He'll get in there sliding just ahead of the tag from Makeo Thomas for a leadoff double. So not a great start here for Van Senna, but the Chippewas are in business. Runner in scoring position, no one out.
Yeah, Blake Nelson was playing way off the line. The infield was shifting, playing in, was shifting pull, but instead Hickey hit that opposite field down the line. Might have been a missed spot by Van Senna, and he pays for it as Central Michigan is threatening for the first time in several innings now with the runner in scoring position.
First time the Chippewas have had a runner in scoring position since back in the 2nd inning when they scored their lone run of the ball game. Squaring to bunt here is Chase Rowland. He bunts it all the way back to the screen, almost over the screen. So that'll go down as a strike, 0-1. Rowland laid down a sacrifice bunt back in the 2nd inning. Trying to do the same thing here, it appears.
Yeah, I think Central Michigan should call again to have him bunt. Try to chip away 1 run at a time. This one is important. And just got to have Rowland get it down however, any way possible.
With all due respect, Jeff, I think I'm going to disagree there. Nobody out in the inning. You already have a runner in scoring position. I try to maximize your run potential in this inning. Giving away an out on a sacrifice bunt doesn't seem like the best way to do so.
That's fair.
0-1 pitch hit high in the air towards center field. Engelman ranging in on it. He calls off both Blomgren and Thomas and makes the grab for an easy out, number 1. So perhaps the sacrifice bunt would have at least been a more productive out than that one. I'll give you that.
I guess it always depends on what happens with what the batter does.
Hindsight is 20/20.
Hindsight is 20/20. If he gets a hit, oh, it's a great idea not to have him bunt. If he gets out, oh, you should have had a bunt. It's never an easy call.
So Dazon Cole will take another at-bat here in the 7th. The pitcher for the Chippewas today. Stands in the left-handed batter's box, wide open stance. This one misses low and away for a ball after Cole squared and pulled back. The count's 1-0. And interestingly enough, Cole, the right-handed pitcher, Bats from the left side of the plate. He's listed on all of our material here as a right-handed hitter and a right-handed pitcher, but doesn't appear to be the case here. The 0-1 pitch tries to bunt, but fouls it straight back to the screen there, so it'll even the count at 1-1.
At this point, now you probably just have him hit away. 1 out. It's really, you don't get too much from sacrificing him to third. So even though Cole is not a great hitter, you want to let him swing away and see if you can put a ball into play.
Just 2 hits on the season for Cole and 18 at-bats. 1-1 pitch to him. Check swing. He went well around on that breaking ball in the dirt. That'll bring the count to 1-2.
He tried to hold up, but just couldn't. Clearly fooled by that off-speed pitch.
So Vancena looks like he has Cole guessing up there. Ahead to count 1-2. Comes set with the glove at his shoulders. Now turns back towards second. Hickey sprints back without a throw.
Yeah, Hickey had been getting long leads at second base. If he wanted to take the base, he could have had a good jump. So good of Vancena to try and keep him honest.
Yeah, the left-handed hitting Cole at the plate right now. It would have been tough to steal third as the 2-1 pitch, or rather 1-2 pitch, bounces in the dirt for a ball, 2-2. Cole taps both sides of the plate and waits for Vancena to come set before opening up that stance and waggling that bat over his left shoulder. The 2-2 pitch misses low for a ball, 3-2. We've already seen Cole work a count full, foul off a pitch, and then get on base with a walk. Looking to do the same thing here. As he went down on the count 1-2 and has worked this one back to full. Vancena gets the sign from Keener now. Looks back at second and fires to the plate. This one fouled back to the screen. So Cole not going down easy here. He stays alive at 3-2.
Yeah, Cole might not be a great hitter, but he's certainly good, this game at least, at working the counts.
Only 2 hits on the season for Cole, but 3 walks, including his one earlier in the ballgame today. He looks to make it 4 here. It's a 3-2 pitch, misses just off the plate outside. It will be ball 4. So it'll put runners at first and second now. Still only 1 gone in the inning. Bring up the 9-hitter second baseman Jordan Patty.
Not the worst walk in the world. Yeah, have the chance for a force out at every single base, and you have Jordan Patty coming up, who is not a very strong hitter. You have a chance to force out any base, turn a double play.
Patty so far on the day without an official at bat. He had a sacrifice bunt and a hit by pitch in this one. First pitch he sees here from Vancena, squares around, pulls back, but it's on the outside corner for a strike 0-1. Patty hitting just 149 on the season, as you mentioned, not the strongest of hitters. The righty stands in there, waggles the bat over the plate as he waits for the righty Vancena to come to the plate. Here he comes, squares on a bunt again and whiffs at that one. So he'll be down on the count 0-2 now.
Interesting call for a bunt on that situation. Wasn't any sort of a bunt and run scenario.
Steve Jaska calls the freshman second baseman over towards him. Give him a little talk on exactly what he wants him to do here in this at-bat after, frankly, an ugly bunt attempt at that one. Patty, the freshman out of Midland, Michigan. A lot of Michigan talent on this Central Michigan roster, as long as a few spread from throughout the Midwest. The 0-2 pitch here from Van Senna to Patty, barely tipping that one off the end of the bat. Is Patty, so he'll stay alive here at 0-2.
Van Senna should just go right after him. Patty is not really a threat to drive one deep. Not try to look for a strikeout. Just keep attacking low in the zone. Force a ground ball. Let your infield make a play for you.
And center comes set. Another 0-2 pitch lined into center field for a base hit. Ingman's going to field. Being sent is Hickey. The throw home. Now held up in the last second is Hickey as he stumbles coming around third base. Third base coach for the Chippewas slamming on the brakes at the last second. Saw a strong throw from Jonathan Ingman coming towards the plate. Decided Hickey wasn't going to make it. So Hickey stays at third. Cole moves up to second, and Jordan Patty has himself a single here to load the bases.
Yeah, that was a mistake by Van Senna. He left the pitch up and let Patty have hit a very hard line drive single up the middle. You can't really give him that. You should never give him that good of a pitch on an 0-2 count. If you're gonna throw high, you gotta throw high out of the strike zone.
It looks like Hickey shaking up on the play when he came around third base. He hit the dirt, rarely turf here. So the Central Michigan trainer out to check on him. Meanwhile, while that happens, the Wolverines will go to the bullpen here. Van Senna's outing, a short one, just faces just 4 batters, allows 3 of them to reach. And he'll turn the ball over to Jeff Criswell now. Criswell, the 6'3" right-hander, freshman out of Portage, Michigan, making his 9th appearance of the season. He's been very solid out of the pen for head coach Eric Bakich, has a 1-1 record, 3.29 ERA. Struck out 13 batters, only walked 5, and 13 2/3 innings worth of work. Opponents hit just 182 against him.
Number 17, Jeff.
So very much different than Jace Van Senna. He'll walk some guys. He'll check on not quite as many strikeouts as Van Senna, but doesn't give up much hard contact, does Criswell. He'll have his work cut out for him here with the bases loaded in the top of the 7th. Central Michigan looking to at least tie this ball game up. They trail by 2 right now. Scores 3-1 in favor of Michigan. Austin Falco alongside Jeff Chan here on WCBN Sports, broadcasting Michigan baseball.
Yeah, this is a huge, huge opportunity for Central Michigan. I mean, they have not been able to they have not been able to threaten Michigan like this since the 2nd inning. And, I mean, they got 3 at-bats, 3 up. After this, they got 2 at-bats left. I mean, they got to try and make something out of this if they want to try and come back and win this game. But they're going to have to do this against one of the Michigan's top relief pitchers. Will not be easy.
So after Keener takes a quick chat with Criswell there on the mound, trots back behind the plate, and we'll cycle back up to the top of the Central Michigan order now. Jacob Crum stepping in here, bases loaded. Big moment in the ball game. Criswell working out of the windup with the bases loaded. Now steps off and goes from the stretch. Crum is 0 for 3 in this ball game today. Criswell comes set at the waist. First pitch to Crum. Misses low for a ball, 1-0. Criswell stares in for the sign, glove at his hip, and then comes set right at his belt buckle. Fires the 1-0 pitch low again for ball 2.
Not the kind of start you're looking for from Criswell. He needs to throw strikes, bases loaded. Gotta attack the zone. Just throw it over the plate and see how far he can hit it. Let the defense make a play.
All three of the runners on base right now belong to Jace Van Senna. Criswell is the pitcher on the mound right now, and he fires low for the third straight time. And the count is 3-0 on Jacob Crum, firmly in the driver's seat. Crum crouches very low in that right-handed batter's box. Almost rests the bat on his shoulder. A 3-0 pitch. Misses low yet again for ball 4. He missed 4 straight times in just about the same spot and walks in a run. So Central Michigan cuts the lead in half. The score is Michigan 3, Central Michigan 2.
You can't have that if you're Michigan. Criswell, I mean, just all you have one job was just to throw it over the plate, and you can't. And you walk on with 4 straight pitches. That's not the kind of start that you want.
Wolverine bullpen has had some constant movement since Angelo Smith exited the ball game. As now Criswell will face off against Zach Gillies. Fires the first pitch right down the middle for strike 1. Gillies 0 for 2 on the ball game today, including one of the couple strikeout victims for Angelo Smith. The lefty waggles that bat. The 0-1 pitch squares to bunt. He gets past the catcher Keener. I thought it was fouled off for a second there from Gillies, but instead just bunts through it, gets past Keener, and the run's going to come home to score. Just like that, we have a tie ball game.
A gutsy move by Steve Jaska to call the suicide squeeze. And the thing is that, like, Criswell threw that in the dirt, so Gillies didn't even have a chance to bunt it unless he was just trying to playing golf, essentially. And there's just, you can't expect Keener to try and block that. It was a fastball in the dirt, and Criswell's inaccuracy leads to another run for Central Michigan. What do you know? They're back in it, and they have a chance to take the lead now. They got runners on second and third.
Head coach Eric Bakich out having a discussion with home plate umpire Grant Henderson. Henderson's going to check with his 2 fellow umpires on the base path, see if they saw that ball tick off the bat maybe of Gillies. I think that's what head coach Eric Bakich is arguing.
Yeah, hard to tell. I don't know. I mean,
it looked like it changed direction, but I couldn't tell if it was off the glove of Keener or off the bat of Gillies. They rule it was indeed off the bat or off the glove of Keener. So this game is tied off the wild pitch there, or perhaps a passed ball. It is called a passed ball, so that'll go as unearned. And an error there on Brock Keener.
Yeah, it's probably hard to tell unless the umpire heard the ball go off the bat. Clearly he didn't hear any such ricochet off metal, so it counts as a wild pitch.
So now in a tie ball game, Criswell comes with the 0-2 pitch to Gillies. Gillies bounces it foul into the first base coach's box.
And the infield's playing in, so any sort of high chopper that could go over the fielder's head or any shallow fly ball could drop for a base hit.
Could very well go for a couple runs for Central Michigan. Now they give them the lead, give them an insurance run should Gillies find the right spot on the field. He awaits the 0-2 from Criswell. It's a breaking ball that misses well high. Keener sliding outside to field that one. The count now 1 ball and 2 strikes on the left fielder for the Chippewas. Criswell is ready. Now the 1-2. Popped on the infield. Blomgren immediately calling for it. He's camping under it, and he makes the grab easily for out number 2. A much needed out number 2 there for Jeff Criswell and the Michigan Wolverines. So now with 2 gone and a couple runners in scoring position, that'll bring up Daniel Robinson.
That is the perfect outcome that you can ask for. Up infield pop fly, runners aren't going to tag up. Even in a ground ball in the infield, you still have the potential of a play where the runner goes home. This is about the safest outcome that the Wolverines could have asked for.
Daniel Robinson comes up now. He's the one that hit it to the wall off of Angelo Smith last inning. Takes the first pitch from Criswell high, fastball for a ball, 1-0. With that long fly out, that puts Robinson at 0 for 3 on the ball game today. One of several 0-fers in this Central Michigan lineup. Thanks in large part to Angelo Smith, who now is not in line for the win anymore as the Chips have come back to tie this one up. 1-0 pitch. Looks like a 2-seamer caught the outside corner for a strike, 1-1. Robinson's big lefty, 6'3", out of Grosse Pointe Woods, Michigan. Wears the high socks, the high maroon socks, to complement the gray on gray jerseys the Chippewas wearing today. 1-1, breaking ball in there for a strike, 1-2.
That was a great pitch. Outside corner, curved back in there for a strike.
So we'll see here what Criswell decides to do with the 1-2 pitch. Could be dangerous to try to get a chase pitch should it get past Keener. At the same time, you don't want to give Robinson anything in the strike zone to really do any damage with, especially with the go-ahead run just 90 feet away. So the 1-2 pitch on the way misses outside for a ball, and evens the count up at 2-2. So 2-2 count, 2 outs. 2 runners on. Central Michigan's pushed across 2 in the inning. Deuce is wild here in the top of the 7th. Criswell gets the sign from Keener. The 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball bounces in the dirt, but Keener stops it and keeps it in front of him just barely. And the count will run full, 3-2.
A great job by Keener to save a run on that one. He's done good behind the plate today. Several pitches in the dirt, and he's done a good job of staying in front of as many as he possibly could.
The one proving costly, the missed bunt by Gillies that got past Keener allowed Central Michigan to tie this ball game up. But now 3-2 on its way from Criswell. Tap towards third. Nelson makes the play on a short hop, throws over to first for out number 3. So the Wolverines able to get out of that one without letting the damage blow up too much. But Central Michigan scratches across a couple runs in that inning and ties the ball game up here, 3-3 between the Wolverines and the Chippewas. As we head into the 7th inning stretch here at Ray Fisher Stadium, you're listening to WCBN Sports coverage of Michigan baseball. Still on the mound here for Central Michigan will be Dazon Cole. But it looks like there is a couple of pitchers at least walking down to the Central Michigan bullpen, with Cole at 89 pitches coming into this bottom of the 7th inning.
Yeah, interesting choice. I mean, he's at 89 pitches. He'll certainly hit 100 this inning. I mean, we're not that early into the season anymore. Arms have certainly caught up. But still, for a guy who's not a regular pitcher to to have him go 100 pitches is certainly an interesting choice. I mean, he's pitched good. This is probably his best outing he's had this season. But I'm surprised. I would think that Jaska would want to pull him out now while he's had a good outing. You're creating a lot of risk by leaving him out there, though. It appears he will be on a short leash, and I don't know how long he'll last, given Michigan's top of the order is coming up this inning.
Leading on the bottom of the seventh inning for Michigan, the right fielder, Chris Bullock.
Does look like we had a change behind the plate here for Central Michigan. Blake Cleveland coming in as the new backstop. Meanwhile, it's Christian Bullock leading things off for the Wolverines here in the bottom of the seventh. Takes a big swing and a miss at a breaking ball from Cole to start things off 0-1.
That's something we haven't seen Cole do, is go with the first pitch off speed.
Another breaking ball there, swung at and missed from Bullock. It's 0-2.
And same thing, back-to-back off-speed pitches. He has been very fastball heavy this entire game. Certainly a surprise seeing him go with consecutive curveballs.
And the 0-2 pitch to the sophomore Bullock spiked well out in front of home plate for a ball, 1-2. Now the 1-2 pitch. Swung at and missed the ball in the dirt for strike 3. Ball fielded by Cleveland. He throws over to Kratt, who moved out from behind the plate to first base for out number 1 in the inning. So the strikeout there retires Bullock, and Dazon Cole looks just fine as he starts the 7th.
A great sequence from Dazon Cole. I mean, going with 4 consecutive off-speed pitches. And, I mean, Bullock just seemed really lost in that at bat. I mean, he whiffed on all 3 of them, including that last one in the dirt. Not a great at bat from Bullock.
First pitch to Jonathan Engelman now is deposited into left field. The line drive single there for the center fielder for Michigan. He has his first hit of the ball game. Now there's a runner on, 1 gone, and Blake Nelson striding to the plate. Well, for Blake Nelson, a rough day at the ballpark against Dazon Cole so far in this one. 0 for 3. Tapped back to Dazon Cole. Back in the second, also has a pop out and a strikeout. Hasn't gotten the ball out of the infield. He looks to the dugout for a sign from head coach Eric Bakich. See if they have something here, trying to jump start the bat of Nelson against the pitcher who he struggled against in this one. Pick off throw, chases and going back standing.
Yeah, this certainly could be a bunt run or a hit and run situation. I mean, as you said, Austin Bakich loves to run the bases.
Another pickoff throw over there, chases Engelman back. Again, standing up. Engelman's lead not very big right now. As Dazon Cole just trying to keep him close. Double barrel action down in the Chippewa bullpen, so stalling could also be a factor. Short lead at first now. Fakes going as the first pitch to Blake Nelson misses outside for a ball, 1-0. Crouching in that right-handed batter's box as Nelson. Engelman fakes going again as this pitch is in there for a strike. Cleveland faked the back pick there as Engelman scampered back. So the count's now 1-1 on the third baseman for the Wolverines. Cole will come set now. Fires another pickoff throw over to first base. This time Engelman has to dive back in. He was taking a slightly bigger lead. Slowly stretching it out here is the junior center fielder.
This certainly is the count where Michigan could call for something.
Another pickoff throw chases Engelman back with a dive. Makes it 4 in this at-bat alone. We're only 2 pitches in. Now Engelman taking off with the 1-1 pitch here. He'll get in well ahead of the throw there from Cleveland. Pitch was called a strike, I believe. But Engelman now in scoring position here with only 1 gone in the inning. His second stolen base of the game.
Yes, Dazon Cole's concern about Engelman at first base. I mean, he picked 4 times. I mean, turns out he was right because Engelman was going. And even that checking him 4 times at first base was not enough to prevent him from stealing second.
That stolen base brings Engelman's total up to 8 on the season now in 11 attempts, just off the team lead from Makeo Thomas and Christian Bullock, who have 9 apiece. Big chance here for Blake Nelson now, the 1-2 pitch to him. Bounces in the dirt and past Cleveland through the wickets over near the Chippewa dugout. So Engelman now will scamper over to third. He's in very good position now to score, just 90 feet away. Sac fly would give the Wolverines the lead.
Yeah, curveball just got away from Cole, and Cleveland just couldn't handle it. And I mean, Michigan has, with 1 out, this is the chance for Michigan to retake the lead.
Looks like maybe Cleveland and Cole got crossed up or something there, because Cleveland out to the mound having a fairly demonstrative discussion with Cole. A lot of head shaking, a lot of head nodding. Little hand motions in there as well. Cleveland, a junior catcher out of Napanee, Indiana, working with the junior college transfer Dazon Cole. Takes his place behind the plate. Now Cole is set for the 2-2 pitch to Blake Nelson. Bounces in the dirt for a ball. Nice stop there by Cleveland to keep Engelman at third. And the count's full.
Not the end of the world if you walk Nelson on this one, because then you open yourself up to the double play. Interesting call what they go with here.
The payoff pitch. Ball 4 outside. Blake Nelson draws the walk there after falling behind 1 and 2. Now there's runners at the corners for Miles Lewis. Doesn't look like Dazon Cole will be the one to face Lewis, though. As out of the dugout making the slow walk to the mound is Steve Jaska. Hasn't officially motioned the pen yet. Now he does, and in comes a new Chippewas pitcher jogging out from the bullpen. Looks to be a right-hander, so won't flip-flop Miles Lewis around to the opposite side of the plate. But that will do it on the day for Dazon Cole, and a fairly impressive outing there from the junior college transfer. Made it into the 7th inning of this one, after essentially being counted out. What it looked like control issues might knock him out sometime within the 3rd or 4th inning. Persevered through. Ace responsible for Engelman over at third, so still could potentially get the loss, cannot get the win, but again, an impressive showing there from Cole.
Yeah, just 3 runs, 7 hits given up, and I mean, he'll be responsible for those runners on 3rd and 1st, but I mean, you can't ask for much more in a midweek start from a guy who has not had too much success on the mound this year. I think I think the Chips will take this type of outing from Cole.
Replacing Cole on the mound will be the freshman left-hander, Logan Buchkowski. Buchkowski making his 7th appearance of the year. One of those was a start. He is 1-0 with a 7.88 ERA. Pitched just 8 innings on the season. In those 8 innings, he struck out 12, but walked 9 to go along with it.
Yeah, those 9 walks clearly tells me accuracy, command issues. I mean, Wolverine batters should be pretty patient up at the plate. Maybe see the first pitch.
Good news for Buchkowski is that batters only hit 111 against him, so he is stingy with allowing hard contact. Should be able to minimize damage at the very least if he can keep the ball in the strike zone. Buchkowski out there, 6'3", 210. Really looks the part. Another hometown kid out of Mount Pleasant, Michigan. And again, he will not flip the switch-hitting Miles Lewis around, as he was replacing the righty Cole. Miles Lewis will have his 4th at-bat of the ball game. He's 1 for 3 on the day today with a single back in the 4th. Sure, the Wolverines like to dial up another single here and push across the go-ahead run that's just 90 feet away in the form of Jonathan Engelman. The book on Cole not quite closed yet as both runners on base. He is responsible for. First pitch here from Buchkowski is on the outside corner for a strike, 0-1. Tense moments here at Ray Fisher Stadium, a hush falling over the crowd. Another large moment in this ball game. Had one back in the top half of this inning. Another one here. Buchkowski fires the 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball misses low and away. Miles Lewis thought about swinging, but thought better of it. The count's 1-1. Lewis taking his time. Not really getting a sign from head coach Eric Bakich. Don't expect to see any sort of exotic play on here. Just trying to execute and drive in a run. 1-1 pitch. Fouled back off to our left side and out of play. So the count's now 1-2. Buchkowski in control.
You just got to try to put the ball in play however you can. Does not appear Nelson will be going from first base.
Nelson is 2 for 2 on stolen bases this season, but hasn't attempted a whole lot, obviously. Engelman does have speed at third, so if the Wolverines wanted to, they could maybe get away with some sort of double steal situation, but now with Lewis down 1-2 in the count, you risk potentially working yourself into a inning-ending double play should the steal not go quite as planned.
Yeah, sac fly is really all you need out of this situation.
Lewis now swings that bat out in front of the plate, then rests it now on his left shoulder. Waits the 1-2 from Buchkowski. Breaking ball misses outside. And the count goes to 2-2. Central Michigan playing it straight up, looking double play depth. Corner shaded slightly in, but Warren and Patty up the middle looking to turn any double play if they can. 2-2 pitch, another breaking ball here, misses well high to Miles Lewis, and the count has been worked full, 3-2.
And not too much control over that breaking ball. This one you just gotta attack. You can't it's not, you should not try to walk this batter.
Lewis takes a practice hack. After falling behind 1-2, he has worked this count full. Good eye at the plate. Does Miles Lewis have? He's ready for the payoff pitch. Buczkowski, though, steps off the rubber. Has to think about it before he fires. As now with the count full here, Rollin at third base has moved back away from the infield in position, more to a straight up double play depth spot. Now the payoff pitch with Nelson running is fouled off to the left side and out of play. So Nelson will trot back over to first, and we'll do it again here at 3-2.
A runner on first will be going in this situation, so Central Michigan should not react to him going. Just focus on this batter.
Coach Eric Beckett's trying to stay out of double play, sending the runner with 3-2 and 1 out, but doesn't matter though, as that pitch misses well low and outside for ball 4. So the first batter Buczkowski sees is a walk, and the bases are loaded.
Yeah, in a sense, walking him might have been a slightly better situation, because with the runner going, then if Lewis puts any sort of ball in play, you lose the double play, and it pretty much guarantees, assuming that it's not a ball hit to the corners, that Engelman would score. Walking him, you still at least have the chance of a force out of home, a double play. So when he got to the 3-2 count, it was not. It didn't become such a terrible thing that he walked him at that point.
So now, notably at first over there, Kratt can now play in instead of having to hold the runner. Third baseman Rowland also shaded in. Still double play depth up the middle as this first pitch here to Jesse Franklin is bounced in the dirt for a ball, 1-0. Franklin 1 for 3 on the ball game today with that huge home run last inning in the 6th. Deposited it over that right field wall and banging off the old track and field facilities. 1-0 pitch to Franklin. Check swing. No swing, says the home plate umpire. So the count moves to 2-0.
If you're Franklin, you probably just take a pitch on this one. Buczkowski has been, accuracy has been really off so far since he's come in.
2-0 pitch fouled straight back there by Franklin. He was on that one, but couldn't quite get enough of it, so the count will run to 2 balls, 1 strike.
Yeah, he got the pitch he wanted on it for a 2-0 count. Buczkowski put one right over the middle, but Franklin just couldn't connect on that fully.
Franklin, the left-handed hitting freshman, against Buczkowski, the right-handed, or just the right-handed throwing freshman. Buczkowski comes set with the glove at the chest and fires this 2-1 pitch into the dirt for ball 3.
Yeah, now you have the same mindset and approach for if you're Franklin as you had with the 2-0 count. Just you look for one pitch, and one pitch only really is like a fastball, middle in. If it's not, then you take the pitch. You want to make Buczkowski earn it when his command has been off.
The 3-1 pitch now. Grounded through the left side into left field for a base hit. Run's going to score. Nelson's going to be held at third. It's a strong throw made home there by the left fielder now, David Cole. But Jesse Franklin gives the Wolverines the lead here with an RBI single. The bases remain loaded, and Michigan is up 4-3.
Yeah, I mean, that wasn't a great pitch to swing at. It was on the outside corner. But Franklin got just enough of it to get by Rollin. And so far, some very clutch hitting today from Franklin. He had the home run earlier to extend Michigan, to give Michigan its 3rd run, and now he hits in Michigan's 4th run. So had some great at-bats at the plate today.
Looks like we may get another pitching change here for Central Michigan. As departing now is Logan Buchkowski after facing just 2 batters, giving up a walk and a single. He's going to be replaced by Cameron Brown. Brown, the right-handed throwing sophomore out of Pontiac, Illinois, comes into this ball game with a 4.82 ERA over 12 appearances. One of those appearances was a start. He has struck out 15, only walked 5 in 18 2/3 innings worth of work. Has given up his fair share of hard contact though. 4 home runs given up already on this season. A triple and 3 doubles as well. So perhaps the inverse here of Buchkowski, someone that has control and will keep it in the strike zone, but gives up a lot of hard contact when batters are able to get a hold of what he's tossing up there.
Yeah, he's got his work cut out for him. I mean, 5 bases loaded, 1 out. You've got Wogu coming up, the scorching red hot Wogu, who's been arguably Michigan's best hitter over the past few weeks.
Number 11,
Wogu is going to make contact, and you got to, if you're Brown, you need to attack low in the zone.
Try to induce a ground ball here, get yourself out of the inning real quickly. I'm assuming there from Brown would be the #1 objective. Number 2, of course, is to get Wogu out on strikes. Try to avoid the ball being put in play here, which is 1 out in the inning.
I mean, getting out of here without giving up any more runs will be a huge win, given the fact that they're going to have to face a extremely good hitter in Wogu.
Wogu 1 for 2 on the ball game today. Single, walk, stolen base, and run scored. He's filling up the stat sheet in this one. But as you mentioned, since being inserted into the lineup just a couple weeks ago, since coming home to Ray Fisher Stadium, Wogu hitting .400 on the year. Granted, it's still only 25 at-bats, but impressive feat by the freshman. Poses an intimidating presence in that right-handed batter's box. 6'3", 225, does the Ann Arbor native. And he steps into the plate, ready to face Cameron Brown. Bases still loaded here in the bottom of the 7th. Michigan leads by a score of 4-3 over Central Michigan. Brown comes set now. Glove about midway between the belt and the shoulders. Fires a fastball outside for a ball, 1-0. Wogu smacks the bat on the plate and winds up and gets ready here for the 1-0 pitch. Big swing and a miss there at an off-speed pitch. Brings the count to 1 ball, 1 strike.
That was a gutsy call on going with an off-speed pitch, but it worked. I mean, Wogu was expecting fastball, and he got completely whiffed on that off-speed.
Bases full of Wolverines. Nelson, Lewis, and Franklin, 3rd to 1st. 1-1 pitch here to Wogu is tapped on the ground towards short, fielded there by Warren. He goes to second for 1. The relay throw to first, not in time. So Wogu will drive in a run on that as he beats out the relay throw. Brown got the ground ball he wanted, but just a little bit too choppy to be able to turn 2.
Yeah, exactly. Warren couldn't really, had to wait on that a bit, took a step back rather than going through it, and then as a result, that 1-2 second extra delay was enough, just enough for Wogu to beat out that throw to first base. But he does his job. He gets a fifth run across, 2-run cushion. That's all you can ask for in that at bat.
We're going to have a pinch hitter here in place of Brock Keener. It'll be Dominic Clementi making his return to the Michigan batting order. Clementi had previously been hurt after being taken out of a game earlier on this couple weeks ago. Had been seen wearing a boot around in Michigan batting practice. And with the lefty Clementi coming up to the plate, we will see another pitching change here in the inning. This will be the 4th different pitcher for Central Michigan, as head coach Steve Jaska is determined to bring this game to a screeching halt.
Yeah, Jaska playing the matchups battle. Interesting, after riding with Cole for several innings. It's almost 7 innings. He's now going. Rapidly going through his bullpen.
It will be the lefty coming in here to face Dominic Clementi. That left-hander is number 13, Brandon Reed.
Now pitching for Central Michigan, number 13,
Reed is a
Brandon
freshman
Reed.
out of Millington, Michigan. He'll be making his 9th appearance on the season. He has a 1.17 ERA and a save to his credit this season. Struck out 12, only walked 2 batters in 7 2/3 innings worth of work this year. Batters hit just .080 against him. So a filthy left-hander here is Reed. Steve Jaska determined to end this threat promptly, going to one of his best relievers out of the pen.
Interesting. You gotta wonder why Jaska didn't go to him earlier. I mean, he's clearly your best reliever, and it's such a tight situation when Kohler or Buchkowski was in trouble. Don't turn to him early just to get out of the jam. But I mean, better late than never.
Worth noting that Dazon's Cole's day is officially done in the books. He is no longer responsible for any of the runners on base. His final line, 6 1/3 innings, 7 hits, 5 runs, all of them earned, 5 walks, 2 strikeouts. He also hit a batter and gave up just that 1 home run. Stepping in here is Dominic Clementi. He lines one into right field. It goes land for a base hit. He'll bring across yet another Michigan run here as Miles Lewis comes across. So Dominic Clementi wastes no time at all attacking the lefty Reed. And Michigan now doubling up Central Michigan. They've scored 3 innings to take a 6-3 lead.
Michigan wins this matchup battle with the pinch hitting Clementi against the new reliever Reed. And Clementi guessed right. Reed just trying to establish himself, comes with the first pitch fastball, probably right over the middle, just to try to get a first pitch strike. And Clementi is all over that, and a great piece of hitting by Dominic Clementi.
So now to bring up Jack Blomgren here with runners on first and second. First pitch from Reed is spiked down in the dirt, low and in, 1-0. Blomgren, only one official at bat on the day. It was a line out to right field. He has reached base twice, though, on a walk and a hit by pitch. Freshman against freshman here. Lefty pitcher, righty batter. The 1-0 pitch. Fastball misses just low for ball 2. That bottom of the strike zone has not been open for business much at all today for home plate umpire Grant Henderson, which hasn't boded well for the Chippewas. They've walked a combined 6 Michigan batters so far in this one as Blomgren pops this one up out of play over our heads in the press box. Count's going to move to 2-1. Blomgren, the 8th batter of the inning for the Wolverines. He stares out at Reed. Reed stares in at his catcher Cleveland for the sign. Now comes set. Glove at the waist. Looks back at Wogu on second a couple times. Now comes with a 2-1 pitch. It's a breaking ball that misses well high and outside for a ball. The count's going to run to 3-1.
Yeah, Reed, I mean, you had to attack. I mean, a walk would just prolong the inning and just add more momentum to Michigan's side. Central Michigan needs to get out of this inning now. Stop the bleeding.
3-1 pitch to Blomgren. Ball 4 as that one misses low end away, not particularly close at all. So the bases will once again be loaded here with 2 gone in the inning for the Wolverines, and not the guy you want to see if you're Central Michigan stepping up to the plate. Off hitter for Michigan, Akeo Thomas.
Yep, in the game where things have been pretty unpredictable, Brandon Reed, when he came in, seemed like a very surefire thing to end this thing early, get out of this inning with a 5-3 lead. And next thing you know, he walks a guy, he gives up a run, and now he's got to face Akeo Thomas. And I mean, the advantage is to Akeo Thomas, a right-handed hitter facing a lefty pitcher. I mean, this could get ugly for Central Michigan.
First pitch to Akeo Thomas misses well outside and high for ball 1. And the command just not there right now for Brandon Reed through a couple of batters, perhaps shaken by that first pitch RBI single from Dominic Clementi. Has fired 5 of the last 6 pitches, not even particularly close to the strike zone. 1-0 pitch to Thomas. This one is in the strike zone though, as it zoomed in there right around the knees for strike 1.
Okay, that throwback to the pitcher could have gone badly because Reed didn't catch it and it just bounced off towards, kind of bounced away from the mound. If Wogu at third had a lead or could have gone home, that could have made for an interesting play.
Was able to keep it just close enough, was Reed on that one. He fires a 1-1 breaking ball to Akeo Thomas for strike 2.
That's a great pitch.
There's one thing Akeo Thomas does struggle at. It's at times picking up a good breaking ball. Reed showing one off there, and now looking to get out of it. He's just a strike away from limiting the damage here. Freshman comes set. The 1-2 pitch. Another breaking ball bounces in the dirt. Great stop there by Cleveland to hold Wogu at third. The count's going to go to 2-2. Thomas excellent at working counts. Already worked 1 full count today in which he worked a walk out of it. Sits here at 2-2 in this at-bat. The pitch here from Reed is fouled back over our heads in the press box and out of play. We'll do it again at 2-2. Bases once again full with Wolverines. 3 different Wolverines than it was before. It's Wogu, Clementi, and Blomgren across the diamond. Akeo Thomas with a chance to break this one wide open. Wolverines lead 6-3 right now in the bottom of the 7th. Breaking ball swung on and missed for strike 3. So Reed able to get out of it. Only ended up giving up the 1 run. But that was the 3rd run of this bottom of the 7th for the Wolverines. And through 7 innings worth of play, Michigan leads Central Michigan by a score of 6-3. You're listening to WCBN Sports coverage of Michigan baseball. Austin Falco alongside Jeff Chan on what has suddenly become a very slow slogging day here The weather, I'm sure, doesn't really help. Overcast skies in Ann Arbor just about all day long. Temperatures not getting up farther than around 43 degrees.
Yeah, I mean, that was a long 7th inning. A lot of action going on, too. I mean, Central Michigan came back, tied the game with 2 runs, had a chance to take the lead with some guys in scoring position, couldn't take advantage of it. Then Michigan makes its own little run here at the bottom of the 7th, puts 3 across, had a chance to blow this game wide open, but I mean, Brandon Reed with a beautiful off-speed pitch to get Akeo Thomas. I mean, this game is still within reach, and I mean, Criswell on the mound, who is not a sure thing in terms of, being a shutdown relief pitcher. I mean, Central Michigan still is very much has a chance to mount a run over these next 2 innings.
And as we saw from Central Michigan last inning, the Wolverines have a new backstop now as well. After Brock Keener was pinch hit for in that last inning, it'll be Harrison Salter behind the plate. Jeff Criswell still on the mound though, switching the other half of the battery.
Leading off the top of the 8th inning for Central Michigan, the first baseman Evan Kraft.
Salter appearing in his 11th game of the season now, has seemingly took firm control of the backup catcher spot over the freshman Joe Donovan over the last couple weeks. Criswell's out of the windup now, and he's ready to face Evan Kratt here. First pitch misses high and inside for a ball, 1-0. Now the 1-0 pitch misses high for a ball, 2-0.
Criswell needs to attack the zone. I mean, you can't get really cute at this point. You got a 3-run cushion to work with. And, I mean, you got to just put this ball across the plate. This is not a very good hitter at the plate.
This one is popped up to the right side, ranging over now towards the sidewall, but with room to make the grab is Jesse Franklin. He does in foul territory for out number 1.
I mean, that was really a bad approach by Cleveland at that at bat. You have a 2-0 count, hitters count, and I mean, I think he got a little jammed, high and inside pitch, got jammed on and pops out foul. That's not the type of at bat that you want when you're down 3 and trying to put a little run together.
I'll bring up the shortstop Xavier Warren. Takes the first pitch from Criswell high and outside for ball number 1.
All his pitches have been high so far. He needs to get on top of that ball more, work on that release point.
Winding up is Criswell. The 1-0 pitch again misses high. It's 2-0. That's going to warrant a visit here from Harrison Salter to the mound. Criswell, walks haven't been a huge issue for him this year. Coming into the ball game today, had just 5 walks on the season. Has already added to that total. This time the 2-0 pitch misses high again. It's 3-0, and he's in danger of adding 1 more walk to his season total as well. Takes a breath on the mound. Waits for the sign with his glove at his belt. Now winds up, hands above the head, and fires this 3-0 pitch. It's not high, but it is low this time for ball 4.
Yeah, he finally got on top of it. Later release point, but it was too low. 4-pitch walk. We've seen a few of those this game. Interesting to see how long of a leash baggage is going to give Criswell.
That's going to bring up the catcher now, Blake Cleveland, getting his first at-bat of the ball game. He came in to catch last inning in the 7th, and replacing Zach Hickey, who was playing first base. Bunt attempt there from Cleveland is pulled back as the throw goes into right field. The pickoff throw, relay throw back all the way to third base as Warren zoomed around second. A poor play there behind the plate for Harrison Salter. Tried to back pick Warren and just fired it into the right field corner. Nothing that anybody else in the Wolverine fielders could do. As Warren able to get all the way to third on the error from Harrison Salter. So double play ball not in order anymore. And a critical run just 90 feet away for Blake Cleveland.
Yeah, I'm wondering if, I don't know if it's just it's cold out there, or maybe there's a little moisture building up on the balls, but I mean, everyone's been throwing the ball high. So, I mean, pitchers throwing high, the catcher airmailed that one.
The 1-0 pitch was in there for a strike, and now the 1-1 pitch is also in there for a strike on the breaking ball this time. And Criswell now in control of the count, 1-2.
Yeah, you still want to attack him. You trade runs for outs at this point. As you can see, the infield is playing, all the infield is playing back.
1-2 pitch, swing and a miss at a breaking ball there from Criswell for strike 3. That's Criswell's first strikeout of the ball game. And now there's 2 gone here in the top of the 8th inning.
Even better, you'll take the strikeout, keep the run on third, and have a chance to get out of this inning without giving up a run at all.
He'll look to do just that as Chase Rollins steps to the plate, the third baseman for Central Michigan today. Rollins 0 for 2 in the ballgame with a sacrifice bunt. Takes the first pitch he sees from Criswell for a strike, 0-1. Criswell on a bit of a rhythm now, feeling good, gets his sign, working quickly, the 0-1 pitch. Fastball misses just high and inside. That was a check swing, appealed down, did not go. So the count will go to 1 ball and 1 strike. Criswell comes set, waggles that glove a little bit, and the 1-1 breaking ball is in there for a strike. 1-2.
And his last few breaking balls have been really good. I mean, with a nice sharp break going there for strikes. That has been his best pitch over the past couple of batters he's faced.
1-2 pitch. Fastball just off the outside corner. Evens the count up at 2-2.
That's a good pitch to throw on 1-2, just off outside the outside corner.
Showed Rollins the breaking ball a couple times and the fastball. Let's see what he comes back with on 2-2. He gives him the breaking ball, and it's grounded towards Akeo Thomas at second. Thomas fields, throws on to first for out number 3. The Chippewas go quietly here in the 8th. They get a runner on and move him to third on an error, but cannot score him. So through 7.5 innings worth of play here at Ray Fisher Stadium, the score: Michigan 6, Central Michigan 3, on the official student radio broadcast for Michigan baseball here on WCBN Sports. Austin Falco alongside Jeff Chan, bringing you the conclusion of today's ball game. And here on WCBN Sports, we'll also have all 4 ball games this weekend against Delaware when they come to visit Ray Fisher Stadium. On Friday, the 4 p.m. first pitch will be right here on WCBN Sports, as well as the doubleheader on Saturday. First pitch for those ones are scheduled at 12 and 3 p.m. respectively. But as doubleheaders go, the start times may be a little bit flexible. Stay tuned to the @UMich Baseball Twitter account and @WCBN Sports for updates throughout the day on that one. And the series finale will take place on Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. That game will also be covered for you by us here at WCBN Sports on Easter Sunday. But if I'm not mistaken, I believe there's an Easter egg hunt prepared for the day of that ball game. There was last year. Eggs pretty much just scattered throughout the outfield. They kind of let the cage just run loose. They open the gates, and it's like a bullpen out there. Just flies open.
Leading off the bottom of the 8th inning for Michigan, the right fielder, Chris Bullock.
So here in the bottom of the 8th will be Christian Bullock leading things off for Michigan. Brandon Reed remains in the game for Central Michigan. Working from the stretch despite nobody on is Reed as Bullock fouls this one off to the left side and out of play, banging off the bumper of a car. Counts 0-1. Lefty against lefty. The 0-1 pitch. Fastball, strike 2. Bullock on the day, 2 for 3. Couple singles, also a strikeout and a sacrifice bunt to his name. Does have himself 2 RBIs as well. This one is a high chopper towards second base. Fielding is Patty on a couple hops, throws to first, not in time. The speed of Bullock got him a base hit on the infield to the second baseman.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate for Brandon Reed. I mean, that chopper went up high, and I mean, the second baseman, Patty, could have charged that and tried to get that one hop sooner on a short hop maybe, but I mean, there's really not much you could do. Just a lucky break for Bullock. A ball hung up in the air as long as it did.
So Christian Bullock with his 3rd hit of the ball game.
Yeah, great day for him. 3 hits, 2 RBIs.
Ties his season and career highs that he set earlier this year against Western Michigan. As a pickoff throw there, chases Bullock back. He wasn't more than a shuffle away from the bag.
Yeah, Michigan won't really, not a situation where they're going to run with a 3-run lead.
Still can be aggressive, though, as Engelman now strides to the plate for the Wolverines. Reed steps off here as Bullock's jumping around out there at first base, distracting the freshman lefty. Not a very large lead, but bouncing out there is Bullock. He's scampering back as the pitch to Engelman is swung at and missed for strike 1. Bullock not reading Reed very well on that one. After darting out and bouncing around, was scampering back to the bag, was maybe a foot away from that first base bag when Engelman swung and missed at that pitch. Trying to get a couple looks at him. He takes a late lead off here. And a pickoff throw to first. He walks back in safely. Engelman, who's at the plate right now, is 1 for 4 on the ball game today. That one hit came last inning where he went on to steal a base, his 2nd of the day, and come around to score a run. As he fouls the 0-1 pitch back to the screen and makes it 0-2. Jonathan Engelman, known for taking his time, getting back into the batter's box between pitches. Combined with Brandon Reed being very conscious of Christian Bullock over there at first base. The slow, methodical pace of this at-bat. The 0-2 pitch. Fastball misses low and outside for a ball, 1-2. We can't quite tell. I believe the sun is setting now. The light's starting to take effect. Haven't really seen the sun all day, but the tint of the sky a slightly different color. Another pickoff throw chases Bullock back to the bag again. The lights on here at Ray Fisher, as well as starting to take effect over at Alumni Field, where Michigan softball played their game today against Detroit Mercy, as another pickoff throw there chases Christian Bullock back.
Interesting, because I mean, Bullock is, I mean, why not run on a lefty pitcher because of the chance that he might pick to first.
Breaking ball on 1-2 to England, misses low. He looked fooled by that one, got away with that. And note, even the count up at 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, that was a great pitch, great restraint shown by Engelman to hold up on that.
And in case anybody was keeping track there, the softball game against Detroit Mercy was a 15-0 run rule win in favor of the Wolverines. Getting back in the win column is taking off on the pitch is Christian Bullock, and as the ball missed inside, or rather it was swung at and missed for strike 3, that ball, the throw down to second was spiked just about into the mound by Cleveland. An awkward-looking play. It went out as a stolen base for Bullock and a strikeout for Engelman, but
Yeah, I almost took out Reed's ankles with that throw. I don't know how I always feel about stealing with 2 strikes on the batter, because when it throws the batter off. But I guess in a sense, I mean, for Bullock, he clearly read it right, got a good jump. So I guess it's somewhat essentially equates to maybe like a sack bunt.
I'm thinking Engelman, when he swung and missed, got in the way of Cleveland and induced that ugly-looking throw. But either way, there's now 1 out in the inning, runner on second after the strikeout stolen base combo, and we have yet another pitching change here for Central Michigan. Brandon Reed's day is done on the mound. Looks like replacing him out there, maybe Tyler Hankins, if I am reading that right. Or rather, Tyler Brown.
Number 25, Tyler Brown.
It is Tyler Brown. He will be the 5th pitcher of the ball game for Central Michigan. Brown, the junior left-hander out of Spring, Texas. Junior college transfer via Galveston College. Brown's numbers on the season, this will be just his 5th appearance. He's got a 4.91 ERA on the year. His year so far has consisted of 7 1/3 innings pitched. The walk to strikeout ratio not in his favor though, 8 walks, just 4 strikeouts. So as we've seen already from the Central Michigan bullpen, perhaps command issues for the JUCO transfer. You can even see in warm-ups here, missing wildly with a couple of throws. It helps explain why Central Michigan came into this one at 7-16-1. It's hard to win games when your bullpen just can't throw strikes and get guys out consistently.
That was why I was curious why Jaska pulled Reed. Maybe his pitch count was getting up there, or he just felt it was time, didn't want it to go that long. But I thought he was doing fine. I mean, that runner, Bullock on second had nothing to do with him. I mean, it was just an unfortunate bounce that led him to get on base. But we'll see if Tyler Brown can finish up this inning without letting Bullock cross home plate.
So the first batter here for Michigan to face Tyler Brown is Blake Nelson. Brown steps off before he throws the first pitch to Nelson to check on Bullock back there.
Bullock had a huge jump, but Brown had to know as Bullock could have walked the third.
He spins back again here to keep an eye on Bullock with that stolen base by Christian Bullock, and to conclude that last at-bat, his 10th of the season, retakes the team lead. K.O. Thomas had tied him for it earlier in this ball game. Blake Nelson at the plate right now, 0 for 3. He does have a walk and a run scored. That came last inning in the 7th. Bullock bouncing around out there at second. Lefty fires to Nelson, bounces in the dirt for ball 1. Nelson glances over to the dugout, gets the sign from head coach Eric Bakich, as well as Christian Bullock on second doing the same. Wolverines wear their little play sheets around their belt buckles when they're on offense. Makes it easier for head coach Eric Bakich to give a variety of different signals. The 1-0 pitch again bounced in the dirt. Nice stop there by Cleveland. And the count goes to 2-0.
Yeah, Brown just needs to attack. I mean, his warm-ups, we could tell that his command wasn't that great, but he needs to just stick with the fastball, put it over the plate, and let the defense work for you.
Coming set now is Brown right at the shoulder blades. He fires a 2-0 pitch and is tapped back behind the plate by Nelson. Brings the count to 2 balls, 1 strike. Couple of junior college transfers facing each other here in this one. Mentioned Brown, the Galveston College transfer. Blake Nelson is a transfer from South Mountain Community College. Brown spins back towards second again to get Bullock diving back in. Bullock just toying with him now out there.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Brown is clearly thinking about Bullock in the back of his mind. Could be impacting the way he's throwing.
Coming set now, the 2-1 pitch to Nelson. Fastball in there for a strike, 2-2.
Yeah, just like that. Brown should just continue to come back with that same type of pitch. Maybe this time working more on the outside corner, or maybe, again, come back on the inside, trying to jam him.
Don't try to get too fancy, just work with location instead of trying to mix up too many different pitches and losing your command. Bullock fakes out there at second again, and the 2-2 pitch to Nelson is tapped foul into the Wolverine dugout. So the count will remain 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nelson, not an easy guy to set down. Part of the reason he's essentially won over this third base job. Seven walks on the season, pardon me, to 8 strikeouts. Very even ratio, works the count, has a good eye. 2-2 pitch now to him is hit high in the air down the right side. That one's going to get out of play into the Central Michigan bullpen. And the count will still remain 2-2.
Blake Nelson's also a great batter with runners in scoring position, hitting .438 on the season. So this is the type of situation he thrives in if he gets a good pitch.
Just 4 RBIs on the season, though, for Nelson. But someone you definitely want in that 4 spot if you're Eric Bakich. As the 2-2 pitch misses low there for ball 3. That count is full now.
Great at bat by Blake Nelson regardless of what happens. Just making him work. That combined, and we have Bullock on second base really just trying to messing with him, keeping his thoughts in the back of his mind.
Here comes the payoff pitch from Brown to Nelson. It's ball 4 inside. So as we suspected, control issues for Brown here. Put a runner at first base to complement the runner already at second base. And now Miles Lewis will step in with a couple ducks on the pond.
The designated hitter, Miles Lewis.
And for the first time today, Miles Lewis flip around from the left side of the plate to the right side of the plate. Getting his first look at a lefty today. His work on the left side of the plate was a 1-for-3 day with a single, a walk, and a run scored. His stance on the right side, essentially a mirror image of his stance from the left side. And he tries to lay down a bunt, but bunts it into his own foot. Rather, it looks like actually off the foot of the catcher, Cleveland, who's got to walk that off for a second. The count's going to be 0-1.
Yeah, I mean, from Lewis having bat from the left side the entire day, now switching to right, I mean, changes up the angles, the perception. I'm interested to see how he'll be able to adjust.
You mentioned earlier when Lewis was batting from the left side that Central Michigan was shading him to hit the other way. Now that he switched around to the right side, they're playing him pretty much straight up across the outfield. The 0-1 pitch from Brown to Lewis is a breaking ball in the dirt that skips off the shoulder of Cleveland, gets back to the screen. So both runners will advance. There's now a couple runners in scoring position for Miles Lewis, and a 1-1 count on him.
Yeah, that wild pitch really hurt because, I mean, they had the force out on any base with the runners on first and second. Now runners on second and third. I mean, if Lewis just puts the ball in the air in the outfield or gets a ground ball past the infield, I mean, that's 2 runs scored because I assume the infield's going to go infield in. Any hard hit ball not right at an infielder will probably be a run. Oh, actually, never mind. They're going to play back. They're just going to, looks like they're just going to play for outs.
At this point in the ball game, when you're down 3 and your pitchers are struggling as much as they are, you want to try to get out of the inning as quickly as possible without giving up a huge crooked number. The 1-1 pitch to Miles Lewis is in the dirt there. Count moves to 2-1. Lewis stands with that right foot all the way back near the catcher and that toe up near the chalk line by the plate. Ready for the 2-1 pitch. Swung at and missed on the inside corner. The count goes to 2-2.
Yeah, off speed hasn't really been working for Tyler Brown. Just see, he might, if he wants to try it, go back to it again and see maybe he could get it in the zone this time, or if he goes back with the follows it up with another fastball.
The 2-2 is a breaking ball. It looked like down, and swinging and missing there is Miles Lewis. The second strikeout of the inning for the Wolverines. The second out of the inning for the Chippewas. And now a couple runners in scoring position, 2 gone. Jesse Franklin coming up to the plate.
Yeah, he just couldn't hold back. I mean, several of Tyler Brown's breaking balls have ended up in the dirt. But at that time, he just couldn't resist it.
Jesse Franklin having himself quite the day. 2 for 4, single and a homer. Couple RBIs. Runs scored to his name. He fouls the first pitch here sharply off to the left side. Now play.
That was crushed.
It's a screamer. Luckily only bouncing off the indoor facilities for Michigan and not out into the parking lot where a couple wanderers are walking back to their cars. Lefty-lefty matchup here. Brown to Franklin. Fires the breaking ball that misses just high, it looked like. So to even the count up at 1-1. Should Franklin reach and extend the inning, it would be Jordan Wogu getting a chance to hit against the lefty Brown. The 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball misses down in the dirt, low end away for ball 2. Check swing there from Franklin, wasn't close to going around, so no appeal. That will warrant another mound visit here from Cleveland to go talk to his pitcher, Brown.
Yeah, he just needs to go back to the fastball. The breaking balls just have been way too inconsistent for him.
And as this game gets slower and slower here, can't help but point out the battery right now is Cleveland Brown. That cannot bode well for Central Michigan. The 2-1 pitch. Fastball high and inside. Count goes to 3 balls and 1 strike on Franklin. Runners in second and third are Bullock and Nelson. Nelson taking a big lead at second there as a looping liner is going to get into left center. 2 runs are going to score here. So Jesse Franklin having himself a day. That's his third hit to go along with his third and fourth RBIs. And he gives Michigan some much appreciated insurance here in the bottom of the 8th. Extends the lead out to 8-3.
Yeah, that was some clutch hitting by Jesse Franklin. Really just, that hit just kind of blew this game wide open. Great piece of hitting.
So a runner on, 2 gone in the inning. Jordan Wogu strides up to the plate, looking to follow up the performance of his fellow freshman Franklin. Try saying that 3 times fast. Taking a big lead over there at first is Franklin. As Wogu takes the first pitch from Brown high for a ball, 1-0.
Yeah, Franklin's not much of a runner, so Brown could just focus solely on trying to get Wogu out, which is no easy task.
0 stolen base attempts on the season for Franklin as he dives back in after the pickoff throw to first. Wogu 1 for 3 in the ball game today with a single and an RBI. Just came around to score a run and got on base with a walk today. 1-0 pitch to him, bounces off the plate. The count's going to go to 2-0.
Yeah, it doesn't look like there's any action in Central Michigan's bullpen, so they're riding out Brown. And despite his command issues.
2-0, it will have to wait here as another pickoff throw chases Franklin back diving. Should the score hold here, this would be the 9th straight win for the Michigan baseball team after dropping a disappointing one to Lawrence Tech about a week and a half ago. As a hard single through the left side gets into left field. Wogu has his second hit of the ball game. And now there's a couple runners on base for Harrison Salter. Salter getting his first at-bat of the ball game today. Brock Keener got the start. Was replaced by Dominic Clementi last inning, who proceeded to deposit a single into right field and give the Wolverines an insurance run in that one. And then in the bottom half, or rather the top half of this inning, the top half of the 8th, Harrison Salter came in as a defensive replacement and gets a chance to bat here as the 7th Wolverine to come to the plate this inning. Goes that bat aggressively in the right-handed batter's box, does Salter, and takes the breaking ball outside for a ball, 1-0. Salter batting .290 on the year in 31 at-bats. Yet to take a walk has the redshirt freshman. Maybe tested here as this pitch misses wild again, and it's 2-0.
Yeah, given Brown's accuracy issues, he might get that first walk of the season unless he sees a pitch he really likes in this 2-0 count.
Now would be the time to be hacking if you're Harrison Salter. As we get another pitcher running down to the Central Michigan bullpen. Not necessarily out of choice, but out of necessity perhaps. And a swing and a miss there at a pitch on the outside corner from Salter. Brings the count to 2-1.
Yeah, he was pretty late on that one.
Perhaps trying to poke it down that left field line. We just saw jogging out to the bullpen was Cameron Miller for the Chippewas, starting to play catch now. 2-1 here to Salter. Grounded towards third, making the play at third is Rollin. He fires to second for the force out to finally end the inning for Brown and the Chippewas. But Michigan scratches across 2 more runs here on a 2 RBI single from Jesse Franklin. Through 8 innings, the score sits at Michigan 8, Central Michigan 2. You're listening to the official student radio broadcast from Michigan Baseball here on WCBN Sports. Austin Falco and Jeff Chan ready to take you home in this one. Just 3 outs away from their 9th win in a row are the Wolverines. And they will go to the bullpen there as Jeff Criswell's day will be over. They're bringing in the lefty William Tribuker to try to finish this ball game off. Tribucary Jr. out of San Clemente, California. Stands up there at 6'3", 210 pounds. One of head coach Eric Bakich's most reliable relievers this year. Has appeared 7 times, one of them a start, one of them he picked up a save. Has himself a 2-2 record on the season. A very nice 1.56 ERA. He's the most used arm out of the bullpen with 17 1/3 innings worth of work, in which he has struck out 20, only walked 7. Opponents hit just 179 against the lefty. And he will have the task with finishing this ball game off.
Yeah, Baggage clearly not wanting to take any chances with this. Turn into Tribuker. Wants to get this thing over with. Get out of here with a win without any more drama.
That has been an issue for the Wolverines at times this season, finishing things off, whether it's finishing off an inning with 2 outs or finishing off a ball game. It looks like we're going to have defensive replacement. Matthew Schmidt comes in and he will bat in Jordan Wogu's spot. He'll bump Jesse Franklin out to left field when he takes over at the first base position. And hopefully for the Wolverines' sake, Matthew Schmidt's spot in the batting order shouldn't matter here going into the top of the 9th.
Yeah, and Tribuker will face the bottom of the lineup, Cole and Patty, but then go back to the top of the order. So the approach really should just be throw strikes. No need to get cute. Just go fastball heavy. And then if all goes right, they will come out of here with a win.
There really isn't to be said about head coach Eric Bakich's squad to really rebound after a tough skid, starting out 4-11 on the season, including, again, that loss to Lawrence Tech, an NAIA opponent that at one point head coach Eric Bakich said that the team just wasn't having fun. They were not engaged. They were just completely out of it. And since that day, it's been a complete 180 for the Wolverines. They've been absolutely spectacular into ball games. Obviously, winning ball games, have won 9 straight. As the first pitch from Tribuker to Dazon Cole is swung at and missed for a strike, 0-1. Now winding up, and the 0-1 pitch is tapped towards third. Nelson charging, trying to make a barehanded play as it skips past the third base bag. Dazon Cole's going to run towards second. The throw there, safe, as Akeo Thomas couldn't make the tag. A great play by Jack Blomgren to run and back up Blake Nelson, who was charging. The ball took a funny spin on him on that second hop, it looked like. And almost threw Dazon Cole out, going to second base on a ball that barely trickled into the outfield. As it stands, it will go as a double there. One of the shortest doubles you'll ever see. Also worth noting as I look down over here, Joe Pace getting some action. He's placing Christian Bullock in right field. But the first pitch here to Jordan Patty is in the dirt and skips past Harrison Salter, so Dazon Cole will move up to third.
I mean, this run doesn't really matter. The focus should be entirely on the batter. Michigan will gladly trade 1 run for an out here. Infield playing back, outfield playing at normal depth.
Patty swings and fouls off the 1-0 pitch for strike number 1. Counts 1-1 on the second baseman for Central Michigan, who is 1 for 2 on the ball game today. Or rather, 1 for 1 on the ball game today. He's a sacrifice bunt, a hit by pitch, and a single. Breaking ball in there for a strike, 1-2. Also an RBI for Jordan Patty today, back on that single. A or rather on the sacrifice bunt back in the second. As he was given an RBI after run came to score on the error by what was at the time the first baseman Franklin. The 1-2 pitch missed high for a ball, 2-2. Tribuker comes set, the 2-2 pitch swung at and missed at a pitch that wasn't even close to being in the strike zone. But Tribuker will take it, and that's the first out at the top of the ninth here.
Yeah, Patty was just guessing up there. I mean, that as you said, that fastball really wasn't anywhere close to the zone. But Tribuker will take the out.
Perhaps looking for that big breaking ball that would start high and away and break back towards the strike zone was Patty, but that ball never broke back towards the strike zone. So Jacob Crum now stepping to the plate. He takes the first pitch low and inside for a ball, 1-0. Crum, the right-handed hitting center fielder for the Chips. 0 for 3 on the ball game today with a walk. He takes the 1-0 pitch inside and brings the count to 2-0. Tribuker comes set with the glove right in front of his mouth, really. And the 2-1 pitch is foul tipped into the glove of Salter. Goes to 2-1. Wolverines just looking to finish this ball game off as they go into their last home weekend series in a little bit. This time a swing and a miss there. Brings the count to 2-2.
That was a great pitch. I mean, back-to-back fastballs. First strike was on the inside corner. The last one was outside corner.
2-2 pitch. Clips the elbow there of Crum on the inside. So just when Tribuker looked like he might have been coming back to get Crum, he puts him on base here, and there's runners at first and third. David Cole getting his first at-bat of the ballgame.
Yeah, Tribuker wasn't too happy with himself on that one. That curveball just kept breaking on the inside and hit Crum. And so Wolverines, though, do now have a shot at a double play on any ball hit up the middle.
Look for Tribuker trying to get a ground ball here, keeping the ball down in this at-bat to David Cole. It's a bunt attempt by David Cole. It's put in that little spot between second, first, and the pitcher's mound, and that's going to be a base hit there on the infield. The throw from Mikhail Thomas to second gets past Blomgren, and now going to third there is Crum. Defensive miscues all around for the Wolverines. They got to be careful here, not let this thing unravel.
Yeah, I mean, that was a beautiful push bunt by David Cole. That was perfectly executed, and then just really sloppy, defensive sloppiness. I mean, this game's not over yet. They got a 4-run lead, but they need to like lock it down a little bit. They still need two more outs.
Well, the Chips get a run there on that RBI bunt single. They slim the lead to 8-4. Still have runners at the corners now. And it's Daniel Robinson into the plate. He takes the first pitch away for ball 1. Tribuker now fires the 1-0 pitch fastball right down the middle for strike 1. Robinson, tough 0 for 4 day at the plate, but did absolutely rip one to the wall back in the 6th. He gets a breaking ball here on 1-1 and takes it for strike 2. Tribuker's got the advantage at lefty-lefty matchup and tends to use it with that big looping breaking ball of his. Looks in from the sign from Salter, comes set. The 1-2 pitch, another breaking ball here, tapped on the right side. Mikhail Thomas moving towards first base, makes the play and fires towards first. No shot at the double play as another run comes in to score on the RBI ground out. It's now 8-5, but the Chippewas are down to their final strike.
Yeah, great job by Mikhail Thomas. Great range because he was playing a little closer to the bag, second base, and he had to run all the way. Almost kind of to where normally maybe the first baseman would play and have the range to get there, but great job by Mikhail Thomas.
So the last chance for the Chips is Evan Kratt. He takes the first pitch he sees from Tribuker for a ball low and in. Tribuker comes set, doesn't even bother checking the runner out there at second, David Cole, and fires a fastball at the knees for strike one. Kratt on the day, 1 for 3, walk and a single. Also has a strikeout. I'm sure Tribuker would like to tally on another one of those and finish this off. 1-1 pitch. Grounded towards short. Picked up by Blomgren. Fires on the run across to first. Picked out at first by Schmidt, and the ball game is over. So Tribuker gets the ground out to end it here. And your final score at Ray Fisher Stadium, Michigan 8, Central Michigan 5, in, we'll say, a long ball game that was partly just because towards the end of that game, Central Michigan's bullpen just couldn't throw strikes.
Yeah, no, definitely. The first 6 innings went by pretty fast. I mean, Angelo Smith was dealing, Dazon Cole was pitching pretty well, and then once both sides kind of got deeper in their bullpen, strikes were hard to come by, but Michigan pulled out the slugfest with some really clutch hitting late in the 7th and 8th innings. You got to really tip the cap to Jesse Franklin and Christian Bullock for huge days, and really for Angelo Smith for some beautiful pitching. 4 innings, 4 scoreless innings, and Michigan they're rolling 9 straight wins now, and I mean they got some momentum heading into the heart of the season.
The winning pitcher for the day, Jeff Criswell. He went 1 2/3 innings near the end of the ball game there. Didn't give up a hit or a run, did walk a couple, but struck out 1 as well. He will get the win and move himself. He will move himself to 2-1, will Criswell. Meanwhile, it'll be Dazon Cole saddled with the loss. He drops to 0-5 in this ball game. After this ball game, no saves awarded. The final line score: Central Michigan scored 5 runs on 6 hits, did not commit an error. Michigan scored 8 runs on 12 hits, did commit 3 errors. Luckily for the Wolverines, did not come back to bite them in the end. So that'll do it here from Ray Fisher Stadium. Again, one more time, final score: Michigan defeats Central Michigan by a score of 8-5 to win their 9th ball game in a row. We'll have coverage of this weekend series against Delaware for you here on WCBN Sports. But for now, I'm Austin Falco signing off for Jeff Chan, as well as Teddy Gutkin and everyone else here at WCBN Sports. We hope you tune in this weekend, busy sports weekend, and we wish you a good night. And as always, a Go Blue.